It's a Pokemon episode. I don't know how it happened, but it happened. Not only is it JRPG, but we chose Pokemon of all games. So
I thought that Flicky was kidding up until about 5 minutes before the show started.
Yeah, I still think he's kidding.
Well, I got it wrong. I was sort of going by the American date, and I thought it was the 1st of April almost, so I fucked up real hard. So anyway, we had to try and find 2 guys who play Pokemon. Turns out there are exactly 2 guys. So we have Werster with us here.
Hey, hello, how are you?
Yeah, I'm all right, thank you. And then we got MexiricanBassMonkey, who's going to be called Mexi for the rest of the show.
You could call me Susan for all I care.
I'm going with Mexi.
Yeah, Susan for all I care is a bit too long.
Yeah, that's just as long as MexiricanBassMonkey.
Shit.
Well,
And then, as per usual, we have PJ.
Hello?
Hello.
No. And then Feasel.
Hey.
Duckfist, which is me, hello, and me, your host, Flicky.
Hi.
There you go. Now everybody knows who everyone is.
Good.
Cool. Now we do recaps. Oh my goodness, we're doing way better than we did last week.
Yeah.
Recaps always start with PJ. So PJ, what have you done this week, speedrun-wise?
This week I played a whole bunch of ActRaiser 2, and then yesterday I played a whole bunch more of ActRaiser 2, but actually going for attempts. And, yeah, it's been going pretty well.
Did you have any fun?
Yeah, I had a lot of fun, actually. I enjoy playing that game.
Cool.
I was 2 minutes ahead of the world record going into the last stage, and I can save like another 2 minutes on that. And then game over twice and then rage quit. So, yeah, it didn't get the record, but it's going to get stomped really, really hard, like, pretty soon.
Cool.
So, that's pretty exciting.
That's the fate of any record, though. Sooner or later.
Eventually.
Yeah. I'm already 23 minutes ahead of the best Japanese time.
Wow.
Wait, really?
So, yeah. The best Japanese time is...
That's because you haven't started. I'm 23 minutes ahead at stage 2.
Yeah.
I haven't even finished the game yet.
Yeah, my stream chat makes that joke when I don't start the timer, you know.
Right, yeah, I start the timer on the final boss fight, so... Yeah, the best Japanese time's like an hour 11, and my PB is 48:24.
Probably because they're using turbo and just trying to jump the whole way.
Uh-oh.
Right, yeah, just jump all the way across the screen.
Alright, Feezy Fees, what have you been doing?
What have I been doing this week? Playing a lot of Zelda 2. I've been streaming almost every day. It's been going pretty well. I've been kind of getting into this 100% all keys, aka extreme rules.
Oh man.
And it's a lot of fun. In some ways, it's a bit more forgiving than Deathless any percent. I mean, for one thing, you get some deaths to work with. But ideally, if you want a good time, you use all the deaths for death warps anyway, so you really still don't end up with much more leeway. And the math is a little bit easier because you don't have to worry about getting too much experience, but you still want to cut it kind of tight. So it's still about the same amount of arithmetic in practice. But it's a lot of fun, and I think people are enjoying seeing it, although eventually I'll switch back to doing 80%. Been improving my PB. I also think I beat the Bionic Commando world record and then forgot to submit it to Sunday Sequence Break.
Don't worry, I put it on there. Unless you
didn't.
Beat it again.
No, I didn't. Darn.
Did you beat it again?
I was hoping to go under the radar with that. No, I didn't beat it again. The 1703 is still...
No, I put it on there. It's good.
I'll show you beating it again.
Yeah. PJ, come on, man. You already beat it before the show.
Well...
And during the show.
So?
Duckfist, what have you been up to?
Pretty much just Ninja Gaiden 2 attempts. I did that a lot during the week, and on Thursday I finally got the run that I want. It's a pretty good run.
Powered by rage, right?
Lots and lots of rage. It was a long journey, but I think we kind of made it. But that's pretty much it. Just lots of grueling attempts on that game, and just chilling out, watching streams. There's been so many good streams this week. Lots of crazy good runners and world records and stuff happening. So it's a great week for speedrunning.
Pretty ridiculous week. As for me, I did some more Mario World, trying to learn some more of that shit. I cut the 155 in DMC3, which again an arbitrary goal, but I got a 153.17, which is probably still terrible. I have no idea. I also did a Bayonetta run, and I did that. I fucked up a skip that saves 2 minutes again. So, whatever. Decided that going to research how to do it properly wasn't worth it, and then just fucked it up again. So who knows? Aside from that, I haven't really, made any progress anywhere at all. I played some other games though, but that's sort of irrelevant to this shit. But hey, next up, Mexi, what have you done past week?
I've mostly been watching streams. I haven't done a lot of runs until Werster called me out, so I decided to do my first Elite Four Round 2 run. And I finished that shit. I know.
Ooh.
How was it?
It was a 424. I had a good first cycle just because I'm kind of familiar with that. But as soon as I got to actual second cycle, anything involved with the islands just completely threw me off. But my battles were good, but my movement was shit as always, so. Werster's record is still so supreme, but hey, I can finally say I run Elite Four Round 2. Yay me.
Join that exciting club. Werster, what have you done this past week?
I've been running a lot of Elite Four Round 2, and then I was playing on emulator because my capture device broke down, and so I didn't want to get a good run on emulator, so I've been routing a few different games. I've been routing Golden Sun and Stadium 2 and Sapphire, and then my capture card came in, and so I decided to do a 24-hour stream today, and then I got the world record on the very last attempt that I had before the Sunday sequence break.
How convenient. It's almost like we planned it.
Almost.
Almost.
So you've been awake for 24 hours before this episode?
Yes.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's perfect. That's how we do it every week.
Yeah.
Sleep is for the weak. Speedruns are for now.
Yeah. You sleep when you're old. Speedrunning's for the young, right?
You can sleep when you're dead.
You can't speedrun when you're dead, can you? Right?
Nope.
Right.
Exactly. Okie doke. I've forgotten where I was going with that, so I'm going to go nowhere. I did actually mean to mention that I've been loving the new DMC tricks that people have found. I've been watching a bunch of those this week. You can fly all over the place, which is fucking hilarious. So,
yeah, that looks ridiculous.
So I just wanted to shout out to all those guys working on those tricks, and for God's sake, fucking finish a run. Like, I don't want to see all these tricks being found and nobody actually finishing it. So
you just can't wait to get a really bad time as a world record on TSSB.
Yeah. Well, not that. I just mean eventually finish one. Like, come on, man. Another thing, we're going to try highlights again. We sort of messed it up last week, but this week, if you find highlights throughout the show, anything funny or whatever or terrible, I don't really care. All you got to do is tweet at TSSBreak with the W-split timestamp of what the thing is and try and give us a clue as to what the highlight actually is. Otherwise, we'll just highlight a random thing near that timestamp. There's a W-split down there in the corner. You can even PM the show with it, too, if you want. I don't really care. Just hashtag TSSB highlights at TSSBreak if you wish. All right. Perfect. And then here it says segue into game of the week, but I don't know how to do that. So, oh Jesus. Fuck it. I don't know. It's game of the week. It's Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green. This is the Generation 1 remakes on Game Boy Advance, correct?
Yes.
Yep.
Correct.
And I want you, then, one of you, Mexi, you can do it. Actually, no, Werster, you haven't talked much. To Werster. Can you give us an overview of what these fucking games are?
They're Pokemon games. You go ahead and catch Pokemon, and you use them to beat other Pokemon, and then you become champion of the world.
Good deal.
Good job. What about...
that's what you do.
What's special about Fire Red, Leaf Green, though?
What's special about Fire Red, Leaf Green is the Elite Four Round 2 category, pretty much. Like, any percent... honestly, I'd never played these games. Like, I picked up the game specifically to speedrun it because I searched for the bounties on SDA.
Wow,
and it was like, oh, Fire Red, that has a bounty. Maybe I should play
Holy
that
shit,
game.
I can get $50 for speedrunning a
Yeah,
game?
absolutely.
Only 400 hours
on
of
that.
work for $50?
Wow, wait a
Right
minute.
up my alley.
What a bargain.
You look like less of a whore, because I only picked up Fire Red Leaf Green just so I could race.
Wow, you just did it for friends. That's even worse than doing.
I did it for true skill points.
Yeah, true skill points.
One for greed, one for social status. Come on, guys. Have a little honor.
Right,
here.
True skill points will never let you down, like friends.
I accidentally banned Mick Wama. How do I unban somebody unban him for me? Thank you.
Someone please unban him.
I'm on it.
Please.
I'm used to typing unban Mick Wama.
Yo, so what is Elite Four Round 2? Because I played the normal. I played red and blue, so I don't even know what this round 2 shit is. I don't even know what the number 2 means.
So round 2 is you go back to the Elite Four a second time, and instead of just having Kanto Pokemon, they've got Pokemon from like all 3 regions, and they're like 14 levels higher as well, and they've got better moves and better AI as well. But to do that, you have to catch 60 Pokemon along the way. So it makes it a really interesting category because you do more than just blast through the game with one Pokemon. You've got to go ahead and catch like random chances in the Safari Zone and shit.
Is that 60 different things in your Pokedex or just 60?
Yes. 60 different things in the Pokedex.
So you can't just grind on Rattatas.
No. How would that be interesting, Flicky?
You can. It just
Dude, I don't know what interesting means to a Pokemon speedrunner.
To be fair, the runs of the first game are literally just use Fissure, win game.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Fissure's pretty good.
And that's one big difference also with these games is that they're not as absolutely broken as Gen 1. Gen 1, Game Freak had no idea how to program a game. They didn't know how to program stats, how to program accuracy, so Gen 3 is sort of their retribution because it includes the genders that were in Gen 2, but it also includes the abilities of Gen 3. That's supposed to add more depth to the game, but all they did was just fix a lot of the broken glitches from the first gen.
So no more missing no.
No missing no.
Fire Red, Leaf Green are actually the most solid games. There are no glitches in Fire Red, Leaf Green at all.
Well, to be beneficial for speedrunning.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of ones outside of that, just even glitches. There's very, very few.
There's Pomeg glitch.
Pomeg, yeah. Pomeg's the only one I could think of.
Most of the glitches for Gen 3 involve using berries that decrease your stats and using them on a Pokemon that has 1 HP so that you put it into 0 or negative, because that's one thing about all Pokemon glitches. Game Freak doesn't know what to do with negative numbers. It just causes everything to go to shit. Gen 1, negative numbers go to shit. Gen 2, Gen 3, it never fails. If you can make something go into the negative, you've found a glitch in a Pokemon game. Congratulations.
Underflow ruins a lot of stuff.
Everything.
Yeah. So, I mean, as far as Fire Red and Leaf Green go, what's the history here? Aside from the fact that Mexi tried to speedrun to get friends, werster tried to speedrun to get $1. So, I mean, what was it before then?
Before, I picked it up speedrun. I'd never played it before.
Never played it, yeah, but I know. But other people must have run it, right? You wrote this down, man. I'm just reading what you wrote.
Huh? What?
You wrote it down? The document's empty to me.
Dude, who the fuck's Darius?
Huh?
Darius is the guy.
Oh, he was the guy with the SDA run.
Yeah.
Look, my internet's cutting in and out.
Don't lie, man. You're just sleeping through this.
It was, man. Look, I'm here to talk shit about Darius all day.
Okay, then talk shit about Darius, dude.
Fucking awful.
This guy streams for 24 hours and then says his internet's cutting in and out.
Man. I don't understand.
I think we caught him.
Dude, I saw him, man. He was streaming in 360 plus. He's... So basically, there was just some random guy rooted and ran the game beforehand, right?
Yes.
Honest.
Yeah, and so his any percent time was 249. Oh my god, my internet again.
And the run is pretty weird in the fact that he gets lost in a few locations. He attributes that to the fact that it's single segment, so it can't be perfect everywhere, but when you get lost in a gym, it's kind of... it's noticeable when you get lost in a square.
Dude,
that is unfortunate.
Yeah, that's not great. So it was one of those old SDA runs that sort of slip through verification.
Like, ooh, I finished a run. Let's get it on the site.
Difference.
Yeah.
Especially with Pokemon, because I'll admit, I mean, who wants to sit through and watch 2 hours and 40 minutes of Pokemon? You pretty much just go every 10 minutes.
I don't know.
Like,
ask like most of the chat. Like,
Yeah.
you guys are pretty hardcore, so congrats on you.
yeah.
And the other big thing about his run was that he stayed true to Gen 1 and used Blastoise all the way through, which for most Pokemon games, that's the way to go. You want to find any way possible to just use your starter, don't even bother catching anything.
I love this old guy who says, "You don't know how to catch a Pokemon?" Right after you catch a Rattata.
Yes, fuck that guy,
Dude,
man.
because Rattata's not a fucking Pokemon. It's a piece of shit. Like,
Yeah. Fire Red's a lot more casual, friendly. Like, they give you a tutorial on the
let's
fight
just
as well.
it taught you how to fight Bulbasaur. Like, come on.
Worst part, and so the L and R buttons open tutorial menus. If you wanted
must
more,
be-
Really?
That must be where your Bulbasaur came from. Every person who passed by that town got to beat up on him. So.
All the kids that played Red and Blue when they were 5 had to wait another 5 years and then get greeted with tutorials.
Yeah.
exactly.
That makes sense.
They also forced it in here because between Red, Blue to Yellow, they had to force the old guy tutorial so that little kids wouldn't be doing Missing Gnome. They found a way, so when they did Fire Red Leaf Green, to stay true to the original so that old fans wouldn't bitch and cry, they kept the old guy mandatory.
Aww.
Mm.
Oh wait, no, that's annoying. That's annoying as fuck.
It is. And what's also worse, too, is when you turn the game off, turn it on, you get a previously on you playing Pokemon Fire Red. You get
Oh, really?
you get the last 4 things you've done, where it's literally, you bought 5 super potions. You beat the gym. Thank you, game.
Oh, wow.
That's amazing.
That's actually pretty cool. More games should do that.
Well, it'd probably be cooler if there was actually a voice actor telling you.
Oh, yeah, right. When you made it sound like, last time on Pokemon, that would have been a little better. But...
I would just call up Duckfist and be like, yo, read this.
Yep.
Sign me up.
I'll have to do that.
I would do that.
So basically, there was this random guy, Darius. He did a run. Werster crushed the run. Werster slightly improved that run. Then MBM beat that run, right? Is that
Yes.
what I'm reading this correctly?
Yes.
I only
That's what
recently...
happened. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I picked up the game, did one run of it, beat his world record by 36 minutes the first time I ever beat the game. Then I beat that by 1 minute, and then MBM beat me by 3 minutes.
Yeah. That was only recently. The 212 has been it's been there for a really long time. I just had a really, really good run, and I was focused on just getting like under 210, and that happened.
There we go. And then there's an Elite Four round 2 time here. Darius got what looks like a rock solid 516.
Yep.
And then what happened, Werster?
Then I did a race with Washi, and I got like a 424, I think. And then I did a run and did a 401, and then I did my run just then and got a 352.
Yeah, Washi's the unnamed catalyst of Fire Red Leaf Green speedrunning, because he raced Werster to start the interest in Elite Four Round 2, and I only did a Leaf Green race because I wanted to race something on SRL, and it was the only game me and another friend had.
Well, no, hang on a minute. You told me, you came into my stream and was like, I think I should race a Pokemon game, and I said, you should do it because it's really easy, and you said, great, and then you stuck with it. I think you agreed with me, right?
Your story doesn't check out with my memory.
You said you just wanted to press A bunch and win races.
If I wanted to do that, I would be racing Gen 1 games more.
Oh, okay. Alright.
So,
Just race randomizer, man.
Oh, yeah.
Purge Surge, man! Purge it!
Purge Surge.
God, get rid of that crap. But yeah,
we'll come back to randomizer, don't worry about it.
Purge Surge.
Yeah, I raced Leaf Green, Washi came in chat, and Washi gave me a whole bunch of advice, so I stuck to Leaf Green.
So that's my next question. What's the difference then between Fire Red and Leaf Green? Is there anything particularly?
In any percent, there's literally 0 difference. In round 2, the only difference is that you can buy Pokemon cheaper in Fire Red.
Yeah. That's why I run Leaf Green, is because I'm a dirty hipster and I don't like playing the popular version.
And you got to make it harder for yourself, right?
Well, for any percent, for my Elite Four Round 2 run, I caught a Clefairy in Mount Moon, so that pretty much negated the difference.
Yeah, it would.
Do you want to explain why?
Because Clefairy is the second Pokemon you buy.
Aha.
You buy it at Celadon using the slot coins, but you can also...
Oh, wait, hang on a minute. You buy Pokemon. Wasn't Lorelei beating all those Team Rocket guys because they were selling Pokemon?
Yeah, but they were criminals selling Pokemon. In Celadon, those are capitalists selling Pokemon to stimulate the economy and see it makes everything better.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, see, there's no difference between... Or there's a big difference between buying a Pokemon, shoving it in a ball, and then putting it in the disk drive of a computer. And then leaving it there forever. Completely different.
But yes, so... Really, running Leaf Green is just to be a dirty hipster like me, and then everyone else runs Fire Red. But for round 2, you do it because when you buy Clefairy, it's a few coins shorter.
So it's a few coins, so it's a bit faster.
A bit.
Bit faster. Alright, okay, so can you quickly explain these big discoveries that allowed you to crush Darius's time? They seem pretty intense.
Don't suck is a pretty good strategy that I've come up with.
For the longest time, Pokemon speedrunners were under this impression that if we sucked just quite enough, we could get good times, but it turns out that wasn't working. So eventually, Werster came up with the great discovery that if we don't suck, our times then follow and don't suck as well.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
It's impressive.
Pretty novel.
So to recap, you just don't suck at all. Then is that
well, that's not true. Sometimes I do suck. But
it's like lag reduction.
See, here's the thing.
The idea isn't to suck.
Yeah. See, Werster sucks like pretty much every minute of his life, so he can't not suck for an entire run. So he has to lapse back into a little bit of suck just to recover. You know. Yeah. That's right? Yeah.
So suck reduction strats, right? As MBM was saying.
That doesn't even make sense. What are you talking about?
Dude, I'm pretty sure that makes perfect sense, man.
I'm pretty sure I'm awesome, and you're an idiot.
I think you're just a bit sleepy, man. You need to relax.
Good burn there.
I'm more than a bit sleepy. The whole tired, depressed.
All right, Werster. Next one. What's your next pro discovery?
Huh? Oh, well, I mean, it was interesting because the Gen 1 speedrun on SDA used to stick with Blastoise and then get Zapdos. And Darius just stuck with Blastoise. In Gen 1, I stuck with Blastoise, and in this one, I get Zapdos.
Yes.
I don't understand how they fucked that up so bad.
And the reason you get Zapdos is because Lorelei and the rest of the Elite Four are pains in the asses with a Blastoise.
Sorry, I got confused by something. Carrying on. And last discovery here.
Last discovery. There's another discovery.
Dude, you wrote 3 of these down, man. You wrote all this down so you didn't have to read it.
Fuck? I wrote shit down? What are you talking about?
Because you misspelled
Why did you do that?
What are you talking about?
I know it's you, because you spelled destroyed with an I.
Destroyed?
Yeah.
That sounds like me. I would say
This last pro discovery says just chuck balls.
Just chuck balls? Yeah, that's a cool discovery.
For the Elite Four.
Absolutely, just chuck balls.
Just chuck balls.
Pretty much the biggest change was when, and this isn't even that big of a discovery, was we used to skip the first junior trainer in Brock's gym because we were like, it's an extra battle, and that's one of the doctrines of Pokemon speedrun is you want to fight the least amount of battles so that you can get to the end. But we realized that if you fight this kid in Brock's gym, you get Water Gun sooner, which allows the next route full of nothing but Caterpies and Weedles to go by a lot faster.
Yeah, a lot of the route is about manipulating Tauren as well, which is Squirtle's ability. So when he's at low health, he does more damage, so you live life on the edge and you get more powerful. I like that a lot as well.
That's the other big difference between this and the original.
Yeah, because that wasn't in the original. Special abilities?
Paper Mario strats.
Absolutely.
And can you equip items, I guess, to Pokemon in this one?
Yes, you can. Yeah, you do that a little bit. That's more late game than early game. So you do that more with Zapdos than you do with Squirtle.
So there's the berries and all that sort of shit.
Yeah,
And that's
it's
actually
weird. They don't tell you that berries are in the game, but they are. Like, you just have to find them hidden, and then suddenly you have a berry pouch. It's really stupid.
Well, you probably just didn't know what the pouch was for, like...
They don't give you the pouch.
It's a bomb bag.
Dude, the pouch is there, man. What are you talking about?
No, it's not. I'm telling you, it only appears in your key items when you pick up a hidden berry.
Ooh.
Then suddenly you've got a berry pouch.
It's the one smart
thing. It was
thing
probably just one of their pockets that they were just like, oh shit, well I guess this is the berry pouch now.
It wasn't a pocket, man. It's in key items.
They ripped
So
out their
pocket is a
pouch.
It's a pouch in a pocket in a backpack on a girl running.
Well, he
Yes.
used to keep your keys in it, your car keys. And that's why it's there. Key item. It's the same thing.
What? Alright.
It all
That's
checks
the
out.
difference too. That's the difference too, is that Gen 1 item management is a pain in the ass because your pockets are so goddamn small. But in this, you have a backpack with multiple pockets, so it makes it so much easier.
I disagree. The Gen 3 item management shit. It's fucking awful, man.
You just don't like
hate
you
it.
gotta push more buttons to move around. I like it because
Yeah, you gotta press more buttons. I hate it.
Dude, buttons is the worst thing you can do. Why would you want to press more buttons?
First to confirm for
It's so
button.
dumb. The amount of times I'm like, oh, just use an antidote because I'm poisoned. And then it's like, oh, you wanted to use an antidote on your dead Weedle. That's right. Why the fuck is it on my dead Weedle? Fucking hell. That's stupid.
Can you not turn the animations off in this version?
You can.
No, you can. They're off.
The only thing that stays is stat increase and stat decrease, like squiggle lines on your Pokemon.
PJ just thought that he had blown minds and was about to break the time.
Wow.
Well, hang on, wait, you could do that? Shit!
No wonder my time is so bad.
And that's the other thing too, is that gym leaders' AIs were changed in this version to compensate for, new moves and the special abilities. So in the first gen, gym leaders were chucking X items left, right, and center, and you were exploiting that because they were using like an X speed on an already fast Pokemon, so thank you for the free turn. And then in Fire Red Leaf Green, they turned Surge into, instead of Trainer, with a Raichu that spams nothing but double team to where you can't even land a hit on it.
Sounds perfect. Absolutely perfect. So, as far as the Elite Four route goes, is it just generally not using repels until you got the 60 Pokemon, or?
No, not really. Because, there are certain places where you want to get the Pokemon later in the game. Like, early game, you don't get that many Pokemon because you want them later on. Like, in Mount Moon, you use repels because the Pokemon you get in Mount Moon are like Zubat, Geodude, etc. And if you get them in Victory Road, it's way better because then you can give them a rare candy and then they just evolve into Graveler and Golbat.
Most of the early game catches are for traders.
Yeah, like you catch a Spearow early on to trade for Farfetch. But I mean, you also get Caterpie and Weedle because you can only get them in Viridian Forest, etc. But anything that you can get later on, you want to get later on.
Right. And then I guess, do you want to aim towards the Pokemon that you can just use stones on and stuff, or?
Yeah, the stone Pokemon are the ones that you definitely want, but I mean, you can't forcibly get them.
Yeah.
Because, Execute is one of them, and he's in the Safari Zone, and he's not easy to
shit,
catch,
yeah,
but you
Solar
definitely do go for him. Yeah, but, the Safari Zone is one where your route can kind of get thrown off track because of that. Because you don't go in there and go, okay, I want these 4 Pokemon, and that's what I'm going to get. You go in there, and it's like, just chuck balls. I'll get whatever I can.
Meanwhile, on the 80% side, you use one Super Repel and you just run through.
Oh.
Yeah, that's boring. I had one run where, the easy Pokemon to catch are, Nidorans and Paras and shit.
Yeah.
I had one run where I missed, there's 6 easy Pokemon, and I missed 3 of them, but I caught a Chansey and a Kangaskhan.
Wow.
What the heck?
God bless the RNG.
That's amazing.
And so, you obviously just get these Pokemon. I suppose it's planned out which HM slaves you get. Obviously, you get Farfetch'd.
Pretty much the only HM slave you get is Farfetch'd.
Yeah.
And then
the other one is
after
Blastoise.
After Blastoise has been awesome, you then chuck them off to the side. It's like, here are your HMs. Enjoy the rest of your existence.
I mean, he just sits there. He's just glad to be around, man. That's all it is.
Yeah, he's a lot better than what Swampert gets.
If you've routed it correctly, you also put Omanite in your party just to be a HM slave for the second round. Because it gets waterfall.
Does this game have the telephone calls and the radio and all that stuff?
No.
Doesn't, right.
Doesn't have any of that shit. It does have spinners, though. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Potatoes.
So what's a spinner or rotate? I'm sure I already know exactly what it is, but it's something different, huh?
Well, I was just watching the footage and I passed, like, the second one in the game.
Yeah, it's guys that spin around, right?
Yeah, it's just guys that spin in random directions.
Yeah.
If you run at them, they'll instantly turn around and get you, so you have to walk past them. When you've got the bike, you can use that as well. But yeah, if they get you, obviously they waste a bunch of time because they're not fights that you're meant to do. So if you get hit by any of them, you've lost like a minute, upwards to maybe even 2 minutes.
I also noticed that in this one you can actually hotkey your bike, which was the best thing about Gold and Silver, I thought.
It is.
Absolutely.
But the bike controls like complete ass in this generation.
Yeah, the bike has this really cool function where if you manage to bump into a wall, it will disable your inputs for like 2 seconds.
It's just like
for no reason, and you're just bumping straight into the wall. It'll just force you to do that.
You run headfirst into a wall, werster, and see if you can immediately turn around.
Yeah, that's how it works. You're lucky the bike doesn't break and you have to take it somewhere to get fixed.
Do you still get a bike ticket in this game? Like just that random?
Yeah, that's exactly the same.
Awesome.
You don't get a bike lock though, so every time you get off the bike, you got to carry it with you.
Well, you hold it up in your backpack. Yeah.
It goes in the pouch, clearly.
It goes in the bike pouch, man.
It's crushing my berries.
Oh my goodness.
That's why they've got the padded seats.
That's what the berry pouch is for, man. So you don't crush it. All right, so obviously you just blast through a Blastoise up till when you catch Zapdos.
Yes, you do that after you do
so
the
until
silk
you
code.
get the Master Ball.
Right.
Yeah.
So you grab the Master Ball, and I guess what is it? It's the electric tower or something like that.
Power plant.
Power plant. Damn it! I'm trying to remember. It's been years since I played this. So you run in there, Master Ball, Zapdos, get the fuck out, and then
No.
Oh,
You missed a step. You run in there, chuck a Master Ball, and pray that Zapdos got a good nature. Then
what happens if he doesn't get a good one?
You're dead.
So you just won't be able to finish, probably?
Yeah.
You might be able to finish, might.
In any percent you can finish. In round 2, you're done.
Right.
You're just completely fucked. Like, I had a run where I was like 12 minutes ahead, and I was like, okay, all I have to do is finish. Focus all my energy on finishing. And I got to the second last fight, and it was just impossible to win.
Okay,
It was literally impossible.
What's a good nature for, like, what do you want?
Ironically, I actually think one of the best natures is neutral. It does nothing.
Really? Not modest?
Yeah. Like,
Really,
because
round
if you have
two.
minus anything, you're pretty fucked. Like, if you've got minus defense, somebody can 2-hit KO you, and you're dead. If you've got minus special defense, same deal. If you've got minus attack, you can't 1-hit kill them. Minus special attack, same deal.
What physical attacks does Zapdos use?
Drill peck. Yeah.
Oh, right.
For any percent, you can kind of get away with a few drops in your defenses because you're not getting hit with much, but you really, really want that special defense just because Lorelei's Dugong is the ultimate troll of both runs.
I have seen him. I watched him earlier. It was hilarious.
Lorelei's Dugong is the world piece of shit.
Lorelei's Dugong is supposed to, keyword supposed to, which means it never fucking happens, thank you. It's supposed to use Hail, then Safeguard to pretty much protect her entire team, which gives you enough time to use 2 X specials, then X accuracy, so you just thunder her team and you move on. However, her Dugong can be a piece of shit and will sometimes fake you out by only doing one of those moves and an Ice Beam, or will be a complete dick and just keep using Ice Beam, and you have to use Zapdos' ability Pressure to essentially drain all of its power points so that it resorts to a weaker move, and it's literally just a stall.
Those struggle strats.
Sounds perfect, man.
Yeah, like I had to do that in my run that I just did in her round 2.
I saw it.
In round 2, she's meant to lead with double team and just spam the shit out of that. But she was like, nah, first turn Ice Beam. And after that, you're just fucked. You just heal. It's pretty awful.
For any percent, if you get the bad dugong, it's pretty much a reset, just because it takes up so much time. But I guess for Elite Four Round 2, because you're 4 hours in, you're not resetting over that shit. You're gonna be a man, and you're gonna take it.
Okay, so how come Zapdos and not Articuno or Moltres?
They take way too long to get to. Like, Moltres is, like, just so far out of the way, because he's in the side quest part now. He's not in the Victory River. And, Articuno takes forever to get to as well. Seafoam Island's a way out of the way. And you need strength. Yeah.
And I'm gonna
fight Erica with Zapdos, and Erica lets you use strength.
I'm not really familiar with this one. I'm going to assume that you would need Zapdos before you could use that Master Ball on Mewtwo as well.
Mewtwo doesn't appear until you beat the Elite Four.
So when you beat them twice, so that's what I meant.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect.
Are the legendary dogs in this one?
They are.
You only after you beat the Elite Four.
Oh.
Ah, nice.
You get the one that has a type advantage over your starter.
Yeah, it was really cool because when I was testing my capture card, that was another thing that happened. I was just like, oh yeah, I'll just see if this looks cool. Walk up Route 1. First thing I ran into was the legendary dog.
Ah.
Yeah. It's a kitty.
Nice.
So could that feasibly happen in an any percent? Or like in a round 2, you run into the dog?
You're not running into anything then, because you're using super repels all the time.
Oh, okay. Right.
And any percent, you don't even see them, because it's after Elite Four.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Perfect sense. Okay, so I was going to ask some questions about, and is there any other general techniques of actually how to run this game? And then after that, we'll talk about how to learn it, and then about the magic of randomizers.
Oh my goodness.
So, is there any other things you guys want to cover before we move on? And these could apply to almost all the Pokemon games, because, I mean, you could probably talk a little bit about others too, the other ones, if you wish.
Yeah.
The floor is yours.
You first, man.
Oh shit, man, that's pretty awful.
On the spot.
Oh no, I wanted to talk about, a lot of the Pokemon games that you run are very different. Leaf Green and Fire Red are very different to Yellow. They're very, very different games, but Yellow is you've got a bunch of these fights that you're 20% to win, and there's
perfect stats
throughout the game, and you've just got to get amazing luck to win those 4 fights. In Fire Red, you're the favorite in every single fight, but you're only just the favorite. I like to call them 60% fights, and there's 50 of them throughout the game. It's fucking ridiculous.
And what's worse is that a lot of them are early gym battles. Surge will be the one of
those. Surge is one of those. Lorelei is one of those. The AI also acts very differently. The AI in this game, you can manipulate it, but only to a point. It'll generally be they have a 6 in 8 chance to use the move that you want to see, that you're trying to manipulate, and then they've got a 1 in 8 move chance to use these 2 other moves that just do absolute bullshit and things. Like Koga, for example, you try and manipulate him to use Sludge based on your HP, but then he can just randomly go, oh yeah, I want to use Self-Destruct, and just
why not?
Yeah. Self-Destruct, awesome. Dude. It's gotta happen.
That's a good use.
That's the thing about, with any percent at least, is that the beginning and the very, very end, those are pretty much the only intense parts. The game literally has a middle that you can just breeze or chill through, which is always so weird.
See, I got one little question. So, between you've at least sort of run most of the generations, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you ever start with not the water type?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, really? Which one?
The ones that I haven't actually done.
Alright.
You're an idiot.
Yeah, if you fucking said yellow,
pretty much
say
every
yellow?
single game I haven't done a run for uses something else.
Right.
Gen 5.
Gen 5 uses something else.
Black-White will use Snivy.
Yeah, Black-White, MBM routed Snivy. I think the current world record uses Tepig as well.
It does, because I haven't been a man enough to do the run, but yeah, Gen 5.
Yeah,
Black
I would definitely look into Snivy first.
Yeah.
That's
See,
what I've been.
I played through half of White, and I picked Snivy, and I thought, hey, let's make it more interesting and just do a one Pokemon run, and then I realized that's actually easier than anything else. So
Yeah.
I just would have went through the game using Growth and then Mega Drain, and it just kept giving me improved ranks of Mega Drain.
Yeah, that's actually the speedrun route that I have routed.
Oh, dude, I'm so good. See, I could run this.
You should, because a lot about running Pokemon is using X items. Because when we were kids, we were stupid and we didn't know how.
I never used items, man.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah, what is with this fucking routing? This is not routing, fucking movement. This is
I know,
awful.
it's terrible. It is.
What the fuck are you doing? Put on the bike, man.
Yep. All right. But yeah, so that's one of the big things about Pokemon Speedrun is that X items are god tier because you can get high power at low level. And with Gen 5, Snivy comes equipped with its own X attack, X special, X defend, and X accuracies. All of them in its own moveset.
Growth is ridiculous. Like, I was dying to one of the dungeons, and I was like, hey, maybe I'll try Growth before I Mega Drain. And then I literally became invincible. Yeah. You couldn't be stopped. Like, they would, super effective critical hit you, and you just Mega Drain all that damage back. Like, it was no problem.
It gets better when you teach Blade.
Yeah. The latest gen has that one fossil turtle who has a Shell Smash or something.
Shell Smash is amazing.
Shell Smash plus a priority move plus sturdy.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's why Cloyster actually became really popular recently, is because it can learn Shell Smash, and it has a multi-hit move.
When I do competitive battling, I lead with a Smeagol that knows Shell Smash and Baton Pass, and so it Baton Passes to whatever the fuck I want.
Dude, I do something crazy. I have Quiver Dance Venomoth with Baton Pass.
Yes, I love Quiver Dance as well.
Yes, so good.
And these games, are they gradually getting longer as they go through, or have they sort of evened out at about 2 hours for any %?
Well, the 5th gen ones are quite long.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. But 3rd gen was definitely a lot shorter than 2nd gen was.
3rd gen, is that Diamond Pearl, or is that...
No, that's
it's Ruby Sapphire. Ruby Sapphire, right.
Yeah, like Ruby Sapphire optimized will be about 2 hours.
Right.
And Gold, Silver are 3.5, so...
Diamond and Pearl are shit, so who cares? And then Heart Gold, Soul Silver are... What are we working on that?
I don't know. I'd definitely get sub 4.
Sub 4? Cool.
Is Heart Gold, Soul Silver, is that GBA or is that DS?
DS.
That's DS.
DS, right.
That's another one that uses Cyndaquil instead of Totodile.
Oh, really?
Yo.
That's it. All the ones I've ever seen just use the water type and blast through, but then again, I've only really watched the first 2 gens.
It's just complete coincidence that it's always been the one.
Right.
I get that question a lot, and I'm like, no, you're a fucking idiot, man.
Yeah, I know. Fuck that guy who thinks that. That's really dumb of them.
How dare he think he's actually smart, man.
Fuck you. Alright, so, we're going to open up questions. We've actually grabbed a few questions throughout the show. But, Feezy, are you here, buddy?
I'm right here with you.
Yo, if you grab some questions out of the chat and we're going to ask those, right after we get taught in 3 easy steps. Now, check out how we're going to do this, right? Worst, you're going to love this. This is really clever, right? We're going to have Mexi say the first how to learn the game thing. Are you in this doc, by the way?
Where is it? No.
Oh, you're not fucking in the doc. I'm just going to fucking copy paste
Oh, this one? Oh, I see it.
Yeah, the learning the game thing, man. Yo, you there now? Come on, Mexi.
I'm almost there.
Alright, we're going to make this seem seamless then. Okay.
Seamless.
Yeah, dude. Werster's going to read the first one, right? Then Mexi's going to read the second one, right? And then check this shit, yo. You're going to read the third one together.
Wow.
Whoa, how good's that going to be? So guys out there listening who are watching this Pokemon run and think, man, this looks like a lot of fun or something. This is 3 easy steps to learn the game, alright? Are you guys ready? So first, you got to start off read this first one, alright?
Alright. So the first thing you have to do to learn Pokemon, Fire Red, Leaf Green, is to pick Squirtle.
It's good. And why is that?
Because he's the best.
Perfect.
He's the best.
Love it. Don't need any more fucking reasoning for that one. Mexi, what's the second step?
Second step to learning Pokemon Fire Red, Leaf Green is only fight people you have to, except in Brock's gym where you fight one extra guy.
Perfect. Sounds good. I mean, that makes sense too. Those guys
Only
just take
fight
longer to
people.
kill, right?
Not
Guys.
people.
Yeah. All right, are you guys ready? Werster and Mexi, you got to do this one together. I know there's Skype lag, so it's going to be great. So, you got to do it. I'll count down for you, okay? Now, provided one of you's in Australia and the other one's somewhere in America, so that lag works out perfectly, so it's going to be fine, okay? 3, 2, 1.
Destroy everything.
Great. Perfect.
Nice.
So now you all know how to fucking run Pokemon. Now, I've heard a great place to start running Pokemon, guys, is with randomizer races.
I heard you're a fucking dumbass.
I heard the exact same shit. Get out.
So, if there's any people in here who are running randomizer, just sum up quickly why they're doing it wrong.
Well, for most of them, they only stop at Surge, and I've seen these guys put in so much work to know, if I get a Venomoth, it'll know these moves at the beginning, but if I use Graveler, it'll use these. It's like, the work that they put into that, they could very well put into actually learning Rock Tunnel. Guys, it's not that scary. Grow a pair. And actually just run the full game.
Damn.
Yeah.
So I'm out of the loop here. I don't even know what randomizer is.
So randomizer is just all the Pokemon are random and all their moves are random as well. But like what I found really cool was when I was doing a crystal race and they deliberately, well not deliberately, but the ROM was broken pretty much, right? Like it wasn't actually randomized. So I'm going ahead catching all these random Pokemon, right? Like because I need something to learn a HM and like the compatibility is random as well. So I'm like, yeah, I'll just catch like 30 Pokemon, and I've caught 30 Pokemon, and none of them can learn Waterfall. And I went ahead and checked everybody else's stream recordings, and they were like, oh, nobody tell Werster that Waterfall's bugged. Oh, I'm gonna beat Werster. I'm gonna get all these points.
Yeah, that's your thing.
Dude, it's a fucking randomizer. More than that, it's fucking Pokemon. Just play video games. Oh my god.
Yeah, just have some fun, will you?
Alright, so, randomizer has actually been changed on SRL, so it doesn't give points anymore, right? Or
But unfortunately, they didn't retrospect, so those guys that have lots of points from randomized Crystal will still have lots of points on randomized Crystal. But if you care about points, you're probably someone who races randomizers, so I don't care.
Or you're Barnow, right? So. Alright, so one final question before we get Feasel to answer all these actual questions. Do you catch Snorlax in the round 2 run?
Nope.
Or do you just run away? Alright, okay.
Too hard. Run away.
Too hard, run away.
Fuck him.
Okie doke. Feasel, let's go. Ask these questions. Yeah.
Questions. Some of them may have already been answered, but what the heck? We don't have a lot of questions. So one question is, are you allowed to use RNG manipulators to be the perfect starter? I kind of think I know what the answer is, but go ahead.
No, you're not, because that's a tool-assisted run. You know, you have to play the game and be really patient and wait until you don't get fucked.
Play the
game?
Just gotta be ready to reset 1 billion times to get a Squirtle at level 6 with 12 attack, 12 special, 10 speed. Or more.
It's the only way.
Pretty much.
So do you actually spend the time to go into the menu and check, or do you just hope for the best and waste the entire run?
You do the rival battle, and then, because you level up on the rival battle, and then at that point it pops up what your stats are for the level, and that's how you check.
Okay.
I actually go into the menu and check now, because it gives me more resets per hour.
And more resets means more viewers, and more viewers means more revenue, right?
No. More resets means more chance of getting a run. Like, if I wasn't doing that today, I wouldn't have gotten a run in today. Because I wouldn't have had enough resets per hour.
He has more runs of Elite Four round 2 than anyone else in this call, so...
Dude, I'm not going to argue with him, man. He knows more about speedrunning Pokemon than me. That's why he's here. Okay, one other question. How can you cycle upstairs?
Huh?
Magic.
Why not? You mean you can't cycle upstairs?
Dude, I'm just not that good at cycling.
That's...
I was hoping you'd teach me. Gold teeth? I'm not even going to ask. Alright, Feasel, carry on.
All right, well, good. I'm glad the troll question ended up sparking some discussion. We'll go on. So, Gamer Untouch asks, how many times do you screw up during the side quests?
When you first run the game, a lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
I had a map open the whole time I was doing my run. And I hit like...
the best part about the side quest is, it's like 20 minutes only, but there are like 9 spinners, I think. In those 20 minutes, it's utterly ridiculous. Like, they just put trainers absolutely everywhere. And you really got to know your way around shit. And there's this really interesting part as well, where they've got 2 trainers that are going back and forth and, like, head bonking into each other.
Yeah, they threw those guys all over Emerald.
Yeah, like, you can skip both of them. But remember that thing where I was like, it'll disable your inputs if you run into someone? So if you just hold up against them, you keep running into nothing because they go away, and then you go upwards and they both see you. You have to time it so that you go through. It's absolutely retarded.
That's perfect, man. Skill. More skill.
So stupid.
Alright, Feasel just had to go BRB, so PJ, can you read this next one?
Yeah, let me see where he... Okay, there we are. Werster, why isn't you name Bester instead?
Oh my... look, that's a shit name. What a fucking shit name. Who said that? Can I ban him?
No, we're not going to tell you.
Damn.
Yeah, you're not
name
a
is
mod.
withheld.
You're not a mod either.
I'm not a mod. God damn it.
Withheld?
Odd Werster 2013.
Alright, PJ, keep going.
Okay, Nigleria asks, why do the bike controls and fire rods suck so much, Peaches?
Is Peaches here to answer this?
Well, it's asterisk out, so I'm assuming
It's
you
asterisk
meant
out,
Peaches.
so it's probably Peaches. Either that or it's
Yeah.
Quest 64.
I think it's either Quest 64 or Peaches. I think we mentioned the Fikes a little bit. I guess
Shit.
the answer to that is to
bikes have
match
that
real
shit
life.
with the-
And I don't know if this has ever happened to you, Werster, but has the bike ever eaten your inputs?
Yeah,
Like,
I said that
You'll
before.
press
Yeah,
left,
it has.
you'll press left, but you'll still keep going all the way down.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's happened to me before.
Shit's terrible.
Yeah, I don't know. It's really wonky. It also, there's more. The further you go through Pokemon games, the more lag there is just in general. Like in first gen, the controls are absolutely perfect. Like every single time you press a button, they work.
Yeah.
It doesn't work like that in any other game. Like there's just more and more lag, and it's not just on the bike. Like it's on menus as well. Like you'll press down 5 times, and you'll notice it's only going down 4 times.
Everything's just way quicker in this one, though. Like,
You've gone down 4, I'll push 5 and get 6. Like, the bike will just keep going. It doesn't, it's like, stop bike, please. Nope.
good old
Yeah, that definitely happens. You'll get double taps, and then you'll get ones that it just eats it. It's really stupid.
Alright, Feasel's back, so let's keep
I'm
going.
back.
We're at
Alright,
Reanimated's first question.
Reanimated's first. Okay. Werster, will you run a new game now that you've got sub 4?
Probably. Yes, I will.
Great answer.
Any thoughts on what? Or do you want to just leave it cryptic like that?
I definitely want to do Heart Gold, but I don't have my 3DS capture yet. When that comes, I'll definitely do Heart Gold. I might just go straight into Golden Sun right now.
Golden Sun's getting in a big scene, man. People are showing up.
Like, there's been like 10 people who have just been shit talking about it for absolutely, like, probably like 3 years.
Yeah.
And then they've just all started to actually run the game at the same time.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I have to show them up that they're all done.
Golden Sun's a pretty good game, man. What's your early plan, just so I know?
Early plan?
Like, what's your main strat? Or do you not have one yet?
Don't
I
suck.
don't know. What are you talking about?
In Golden Sun, dude. In Golden Sun.
Golden Sun. I use Synergy.
Synergy.
Saber Trait Wolf.
Right.
I would have gone with Don't Suck.
Don't suck.
That doesn't apply to every game, PJ.
Wrong series.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
It definitely doesn't work.
Alright, Feasel, we got 2 last questions. Let's go.
Alright. Actually, we got a couple more here, but
Oh,
that's alright. So your name here asks, how come your Zapdos went first against that Alakazam with higher speed?
Oh,
I
yeah, I was talking about that during my run. Yeah, because when I'm routing my games, I get, like, Game Shark codes so I can catch all the trainer Pokemon. So I can see all their stats, specifically, so I can do damage calculations and whatever. And what I was talking about was the Viridian Rivals Alakazam had 126 speed, and I had 123, and I went first. That's because, despite the fact that Gary's beaten all the badges...
Oh yeah, you have the badge stat boost.
You have the badge stat boost, and he doesn't. So all your stats get multiplied by 1.1.
Fucking Gary. Poor Gary, dude. He's getting shafted. He's the true hero here.
Well, he's
been
clearly
getting
didn't get the
badges this whole time.
Absolutely.
He didn't even beat any of the gyms.
That's what he gets for being a cheer.
Alright, Feasel.
Okay, another question from Reanimated. He asks, have you ever got a shiny during a run? And I hope that's a legit question, and I'm just not asking something perverted.
I have twice. I got a shiny Totodile in gold and a shiny Totodile in crystal.
Go on.
I've gotten a shiny Totodile in crystal. I've gotten a shiny Torchic in sapphire, and then a shiny Mudkip in sapphire. And then even cooler was we had a Fire Red Leaf Green 80% race a few months ago, and Nasty got a shiny Squirtle, and he ran the race with it, and he would have won if he didn't roll with the shiny. So shinies should be their own category.
A shiny's weaker then or something?
It wastes time because... Yeah.
Oh, dude, that sucks,
Yeah, that's
man.
a shame.
Do your chat ever get really angry when you just end the game and never trade it to your main save or anything?
Well, it was really funny because the one I've only gotten 2, and one of them I wasn't streaming. So the other time I was streaming, I was like, "Oh, I'll try and save this, right?" I don't have a link cable. I'll put it on Pokemon Stadium 2. I'll get the transfer pack out. And so I'm like, oh, I'll be right back. I'll put it on my Pokemon Stadium 2. Little did I know that my battery was dead. My save file died before I even got to do that. And so it died forever.
Oh, bummer. I didn't even realize shinies were a big deal, so...
well, they shouldn't be, but
they're not.
Fan base.
Well, it's only because I've seen those guys on YouTube with the 4 Game Boys out, grinding the same spot.
I had a guy who was watching my stream when I got a PB, and apparently he was shiny hunting, and he got a Slowpoke, and he named it after me, and he uploaded a video during my run. Shout out to Jumpy Luff.
Okie dokie.
Jumpy Luff, I know who that is.
Yeah.
Do these 2 questions then. Komodo Joe, because he's named after something from Crash Bandicoot, and then Mick Williams' question.
Okay, what is the best Pokemon game to start speedrunning with, Franker Z?
Franker Z.
It depends what you're looking for. I started with Red Blue just because that was the game that SRL started with. But it definitely depends what you're looking for. Red Blue is really easy, but when you optimize it, it's a bunch of resets. If I were to run Red Blue right now, I would reset 95 out of 96 of my runs just because my Squirtle sucks. Yellow is insanely difficult.
Fuck Yellow.
Gold, Crystal, I don't know. I would recommend Gold and Crystal as well because I think they're the right ones.
Not Silver.
Hands deep. No, Silver's the same game as Gold, but just worse.
All right, okay.
I'm gonna go out on a limb here, but maybe run the one that you like the most.
No.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't know. That's not what I did. That's what I did.
Don't like that idea
and
very much.
these guys are the best, man.
But see, if people do that, then you get people racing randomizers because they like those.
Oh, a game. That's not a game.
Yeah.
Damn, I remember when I was 5 and I was doing randomizers and I got a fucking shiny Mew in blue and I'm a dick face. Anyway.
And it was Dragon type, so I beat Werster and stole his points.
Dragon type Mew.
Alright, Sky Attack is still king.
Okay, and then this last question, which isn't even Pokemon related at all, but apparently it needs to be asked.
Okay, this last question is from Mick Williams, who I thought was banned, so I'm surprised to see him back.
I think I must have accidentally clipped timeout.
Yeah.
Well, that's too bad, because he asked a question that I don't have an answer to.
Oh.
He says, okay, I've got a question for TSSB. Now that you've done a JRPG episode, are you going to do an episode for a Final Fantasy game? He assures us that this is a 100% serious question, by the way.
Resident Sleeper.
There's a bunch of...
Sleeper.
There's got to be at least 3 Final Fantasy games, right? There's a whole bunch to choose from.
Dude, there's a few.
There's got to be at least 3.
At least 3 that I
Didn't we already do a Final Fantasy episode?
Yeah, we did.
We did
I
one.
thought we did, but I might have slept.
We've done 7 already.
We've done 7 episodes.
Do 5, get Pucks to come in and talk about how broken blue mages are, and call it a day.
I think we could just
Final
take
Fantasy
like a
7?
random RPG maker Final Fantasy and just do that and say it's all of them. This is Final Fantasy. This is Final Fantasy Ball Z, and you start with Goku because he's the best, and then just go from there.
Right. But then the episode turns out to be about the Demon Rush anyways.
Yeah. The answer to that question is we don't know how we would put it in, but maybe. Even if we did, we're not saying it won't happen, but we're saying that if it was, it would be 9 because that's the best.
Yeah, I mean, the scene is still pretty strong in speedrunning. I mean, there's a lot
Yeah.
of people that run the games, so yeah, it's just a distinct possibility, I would say.
Could happen.
This is a cool suggestion from chat. Screw Final Fantasy. Get Meta Sigma on for Secret of Evermore.
Well,
I'm down.
yeah.
Let's get it done.
We're basically holding off of we're holding off on the Secret of Evermore episode until Duckfist snaps and kills us all for not doing it. But what we can say
during this episode,
what we can say is that on the 17th of February we will be doing a records episode, and Meta Sigma will be on the show. So that's close enough for now. It's definitely something we're planning in the future, but we need sort of 2 runners. I guess Duckfist could talk about it, but we'll see. All right. Hey, can we move on from Pokemon? Like that went pretty well. Is there any last things actually you want to say about Pokemon? Any things that didn't fit in anywhere else?
Not really.
All right.
Yeah, just Pokemon is a lot of fun. It's pretty much the only game that you can race while eating a snack and with a drink in your hand and have a good time in a Skype call. If you're interested, there's #Pokemon. Cool people hang out there. But if you're there to go talk about randomizers, then you can take that elsewhere.
Purge Surge.
Surge. All right. Perfect. So let's go into the Game of the Week section here, which has been christened in our document. Well, first of all, for those of you who don't know, I just fucked up, didn't I? I said Game of the Week. We're going into the record section.
I wasn't going to just throw it in there.
That's right, dude. I realised, man. That's what that matters. We're going into the record section this week. All the best times. Record section this week is officially christened this week's best fucking week ever. Because it was sick for speedruns.
Wow, some killer runs this week for sure.
Yeah, killer runs all over the fucking place. So, what we're going to do, just before we get into this best week ever, is announce... Actually, no, we do it at the end of the show. So fuck that. Let's just go do some fucking records.
Man, I can't wait for that announcement.
Yeah.
Best week.
It's probably not even good. So, we're going to start off, there's a whole bunch of records. We're sort of going to do this how we did it last week, where we will glaze over a bunch just because there's not enough time to do them and talk about others. So, this one, Alice in Wonderland on Game Boy, the US version 2914 by Acute Links, which sounds adorable. It says could have been a bit better, but the best run I've ever done and the only run I have ever seen. So perfect standards right there. I'm not actually familiar with that game at all, but it's probably cool, right? Because it's on Game Boy. Game Boy best console. So next up, this one, Anticipation. Which of you added and made a video for this? Because I don't know. You did. Okay, so PJ, go for it.
All right, this game I wasn't going to even include because it's Pictionary, but the comments in the video were way too hilarious, so I had to do it. So this is Anticipation by Cananophone. I think he's the Cobra Triangle runner, so you know it's a quality game. This is an any percent, very hard run in 8 minutes and 3 seconds. He has a very lengthy comment here for us. Anticipation is a weird Pictionary-like game on the NES where the computer starts drawing a picture and the players have to buzz in and spell out what they think the picture is. I started speedrunning it as sort of a joke, but it turned out to be pretty deep. When a picture is getting drawn, you'll notice that the die starts counting down. Based on what that die shows when you answer the question, that's how many spaces you'll move. So he's got to answer as quickly as possible. Another hard part is actually entering in the letters, because the cursor has a weird momentum to it, and it actually controls really well for not trying to do it as fast as possible. Since he is, however, a ton of the runs just end when he enters the wrong letter because it wastes 5 seconds and looks crappy. So he says, this run was pretty lucky since I didn't get any stupid words like vacuum cleaner or hot air balloon.
Dude, he got a helicopter though, man. That's pretty great. Whoa,
yeah, helicopter.
How's he guessing radio? Oh, right, it wasn't
I
correct.
really liked Ark.
Oh shit,
Ark
it was correct. How the fuck did he do that?
It's like a tiny little box. So good. Yeah, so he said his attempt counter is up to 408 on this game, which is incredible.
Wow.
So I got the biggest kick out of watching this run.
What? That was just like 3 lines.
Yeah, it's a harp. You got it.
What?
I'm not even sure that would have been a harp if I had seen that. I'd be like wonky window or something like that.
I don't know. The single vertical line is pretty iconic in harps.
Yeah.
Bomb? Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Wow.
With the B included. Just so you
Ark
know.
was amazing. Like I was flipping through the video and I clicked and I saw him typing Ark and I was like, there's no way that this is right. And then it drew the whole boat. And, yeah,
well, there
amazing.
you go. I can't follow that one so well, but Ape Escape, one of my favorite games, the 100% record. This is interesting because a Japanese guy had this before. I totally forgotten what his name is, but it was a 220 or something like that. Apparently, No Name's been working 100% for a while and got a 213.26, which is awesome. In 100%, you pretty much have to do every level 3 times, which is a pain in the ass, but yeah, that's pretty cool. And also, Ape Escape 3, the All Monkeys route, which stupidly christened any percent 2 by Surreal. Surreal beat that time as well with 2:52.04. This was like a 3-hour, 15-minute run when he started a few months ago. But there's probably a bunch of cool tricks in that one now with boost jumps and stuff like that, and hopefully he gets to use some of the clipping glitches he found. But hey, right, Batman Returns. A bunch of Batman games being run recently. But this is Batman Returns on the Genesis. I hate not being able to say Mega Drive. It annoys me. The US version, any percent, 1814 by Honorable J. He said originally 25 minutes would be a good time and then smashed it by about 30 seconds. Says it's a bit sloppy, or looks a bit sloppy, but the best way is to just bulldog past enemies and sort of, try and blast through it. Cool. That's another battle. That's like the 3rd one I've seen recently. But hey, this one I was excited about, and we've got Feasel here who can talk about it.
Which one is? Oh, this one. Oh,
yeah, this one.
All right, Bionic Commando. So let me put this into perspective, history-wise. So basically, I had the run on SDA, which was the record. I used as the rule set. I used basically what was the old Twin Galaxies rules because the previous SDA run by Scott Kessler was also using those rules as well. So I just did a run with the same thing. And that was my first run on SDA and Kessler's last run to be obsoleted from SDA. So that was around for a long time. And you see, and then another guy did a couple runs of it, and he got a 17.0, what works out to be a 1713 by the SRL standards, which would be I think a 16. I'm sorry, a 16. 1713, which works out to be like a 1748. But I decided, and he doesn't use the AV start level exit, and so I decided that I probably should do that category because that seems to be the cooler thing to do anyway. And so I did a run that beat that time with that AV start, and it's faster than my SDA run if you account for those time differences. And so basically I wanted to add all the new tricks, like doing the skip in that mountain level where you are able to clip up the cliff, and I want to eventually add the platform skip in the level with all the spikes and the purple goo. So it's a lot of fun. I'm still working on it. Hopefully I can take another 10 seconds off.
Yeah, this game's super awesome. I tried to run it and got absolutely destroyed by it, so now I can't play it without crying.
Yeah,
it's really hard.
You could always just play streamer.
Oh, dude,
Streamers
that looks
kind
so
of
cool.
homage to it, but that's also tricky, apparently.
Oh, dude, what? Oh, fuck it, I'm just going to pick up Pokemon White or Black. Dude, send me your Snivy route, or Snivy route when it's done, man. Well,
alright.
Shut up,
Did
dude.
you just fucking say
Shut
Snivy?
the fuck, it's written down! How am I meant to know how to say words that are written down, Werster?
Maybe.
Huh?
By not being a dumbass. That's how you know.
Fuck you. Fuck you. Alright. Where are we? We're at Bombman 64. Oh my god, people are running. Oh, Footbig.
This surprised me a lot.
So the N64, Japanese version of Bombman 64, an any percent run in 25:49 by Footbig Mike, who crushed Sonic CD at the marathon. Also kissed another man on camera, just in case you forgot. But Footbig Mike, awesome dude. Apparently the run's great. Beats the previous run by 46 seconds. The run is so strong. Who wrote this?
That's insane.
Yeah. It says the run's really strong. None of the big bosses trolled me because they're random, and I hit every trick pretty quickly. Time could come off, but it's getting the same kind of boss like is annoying. He's going to do 100% next. I also saw Kirk working on this yesterday, I think it was, and he hadn't beat it yet, so it's pretty good.
He was doing
I didn't even know
Hero.
Big Mike ran this.
Oh, he was doing Hero, was he? Okay. Thank you for that correction, Duckfist. Well done. Yeah. Okay, PJ, you got 15 seconds to talk about this.
Okay, no problem. Castlevania, Soten, Ramscout got a luck mode any percent that beats Zost's previous best by 50 seconds, I think. Yeah, luck mode's a pretty cool mode because you have like no health. All your stats are awful except luck, which is through the roof. So since your health is so low, you can just big toss all over the place. And he big tosses through the death cutscene, so he keeps all of his equipment. Go on.
The carrier. Just trying to say
with big toss. That's pretty much it. I mean, big toss is amazing. And then the whole thing comes down to like doing the crazy out of bounds clip into Drax chamber, and you only get one shot at it unless you're a Ram Scout and decide to get Duplicator. But pretty cool category. Okay,
this game Tulip, we didn't want to be on there because he admits it can be improved by 2 hours if you're incredibly lucky. The only reason it's on here is because Duckfist liked.
Whoa,
did you read it?
Well, yeah, I don't know what's going on here.
The first bit. You just liked that comment.
Oh, yeah, no, it was funny.
Yeah. Tulip is a game about kissing random strangers and dying from poop in order to write a love letter to a 14-year-old girl. That's the reason this is on the show.
There it is.
So,
all right.
The premise alone.
The Crash Bandicoot 3 Warped Any percent got beaten. It is a 52-23 by Electron Avenue. He beat the previous world record by 18 seconds, which was held by Stone Knot. Missed a bunch of invincibility chances, which makes you run quicker and obviously makes you invincible. And said it went really well, so cool. Good job. I'm going to guess that was in a race. Hey, for some reason, this Castlevania game's down here.
Yeah, because it was CV, and then I actually wrote Castlevania.
It's fine. PJ.
See? There it is.
Tell us about it.
All right. So Circle of the Moon is a really broken it's a Castlevania game, so it's really broken by default. ZX497 got a 2 minute and 50 second run in real time in any percent magician mode with major skips. So basically you choose magician mode because you start with all the DSS cards instead of having to go farm for them. Basically if you use one of these spells that locks you in place, right when you're transitioning the screen, it zips you up like 2 rooms. And they conveniently put Dracula like 3 rooms away from the beginning. So you zip directly into Drax's chamber from the first room. And then from above the screen, you transform into a skeleton and kill him with big bones. And your health is like ridiculously low in magician mode. So if you get hit by anything, you're dead. By the way, you gain 25 levels by killing Drax, so 40 seconds of this 250 is showing level up. So basically you just turn into a skeleton, you throw the big bones, hopefully you get lucky enough to actually hit him with them, and that's it. It's like the most luck-dependent run I've seen. His luck was absolutely insane. Like, we were talking about this. I was actually playing this category like a year and a half ago or something. And there's so much luck involved with getting the big bones. And so he and I were talking about it, and then like 2 days later, he's like, hey, finished a run. And he has like perfect luck. It's absolutely insane. So, yeah, there it is. That's the whole game. It's 2 minutes 31 in-game time and 2:50 real time. Best luck I've ever seen.
All right. Next up is Dante's Inferno, which is the kind of game I would play, so I'm amazed someone actually ran it. This is the 360 version in the US. This is a new game plus any percent in 20703 by CFox77. Very different from DK64, but it's cool to see him do it. I'm actually not sure if it was New Game Plus, because it didn't look like it when I watched him play, but it says it is here, so I'll believe it. I'm going to assume that's a ton of spamming cross, because the cross is absolutely fucking ridiculous. But hey, I expect that to get real broken real soon as well. Next up, Darkwing Duck. Hey, oh man. Feasel.
Oh, man.
Feasel, you can talk about this.
Alright, the next one is Darkwing Duck, which is actually a game that I haven't played, even though I play these other Disney platformer games and enjoy them. But what the heck? You can watch the little video clip and marvel at the way that guy jumps around.
Is this much like DuckTales?
It doesn't.
It's more like Mega Man 5 than DuckTales.
Yeah, I agree. More like a Mega Man game for sure.
Yeah, it's a Capcom game. I think it's based off of the Mega Man engine, actually. I mean, jumping and physics work a little different. Like, when you land on the ground, you slow down slightly, like in Castlevania, so you gotta minimize jumping. You actually have, you can only take like 4 hits or something like that. So it feels like playing a Mega Man game, I think.
And you get Super Arrow, which is cool.
Yeah. Yeah, you sure do, but you can't stand on it while it flies. You just use it to climb
you can't?
walls.
Just when it sticks in walls?
I think so. I know, conveniently, Darkwing Duck ran this at, I know the first Summer Games Done Quick.
Right.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
That can't be a coincidence.
That is.
It looks like you're just killing a bunch of Farfetch'd without leaks.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Interesting.
All right. It looks like fun.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool game.
Werster, are you still awake, buddy?
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, are you going to read these next 2 records? Because you haven't spoken in a bit.
What are you talking about?
Dude, you know this records document that we're reading from?
Really?
Yeah. Oh, dude, it's
likes to
perfect.
call
It's right here, man. This is how I do it.
Yep.
Right where?
There you go. I linked it.
Oh, here we go.
Got it.
Yeah, you're going to read from Diddy Kong, those 2 Diddy Kong ones.
The Diddy Kong Racing
Yeah.
by Oxford.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there's 2 categories that he's done. One of them, I don't know, there's been a lot of speculation about the new categories with Diddy Kong Racing because it got really, really broken with wrong warps. And so one of them is any percent New Game Plus, no wrong warp. And his time was 1:42.51. But yeah, his philosophy is pretty much, I'll wait until somebody beats my records and I'll just absolutely destroy them.
Yeah.
So he'll improve that if Tofu gets close to that, and then he'll just destroy it.
Yeah, I know a lot of
the other
Cosmo
category
fans
is
who
100%.
yeah, I know a lot of Cosmo fans who are like, he's getting the Paper Mario record, and I know Oxford is just sitting around waiting, being like, go on, beat that time. Go for it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oxfus. Everyone loves Oxfus. I'm pretty sure.
Oxfus just runs so many games.
Absolutely. If you have an N64, you should follow Oxfus, or as he's known on Twitch, WasOx. WAS0X. Awesome guy. Super awesome guy. Helps us get into contact with Japanese people all the time. Runs amazing games. Yeah, we love Oxfus.
Yeah, he's great.
Next up is Donkey Kong 94. Mexi, do you want to talk about this? I mean, you got Monkey in your name, and this has Monkey in it.
Sure. Donkey Kong 94, not to be confused with Donkey Kong Land, is based off the old arcade Donkey Kong where you're Jumpman and you try to save your girlfriend Pauline. It's got a whole bunch of levels and it's pretty dope. Tropicalo has gotten a time of 1 hour, 8 minutes, and 31 seconds. He got it on the Super Game Boy, and that's about it. You should guys play this. This game's pretty good.
Yeah, it looks like so much fun.
Yeah.
This is one of the few Super Game Boy compatible games. Like this whole layout here with the DK arcade border was built into the Super Game Boy.
Oh, wow.
So if you play DK94 on the Super Game Boy, it automatically has that thing. It's pretty neat.
Oh, cool.
Super
Pokemon
Game
got
Boy
one
has-
too, but it's ugly as sin.
And
many
Mega Man
games-
5 Game Boy has one too. I don't know how many others do.
Huh. That's weird
Oh, yeah,
that
it's
they
a
built
really
it into the
sick game.
player itself.
Yeah.
What's that?
It's weird that they built it into the player, just knowing that those games would, you could only use those games like that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's awesome. You can do like all kinds of backflips and cool little acrobatics in this game. It's really an insane game.
Yeah, the crazy thing is, it's like an hour long. Like, I didn't think
It's
it
got
was
it's got so many
that.
levels.
I thought that was a mistype, and it was an hour, 1 minute 8 minutes, but 1 minute 8 seconds. But I checked it. Yeah, keeps going. All right. Next up, another cool game. This is Dust Force. Now, this is new game all levels. We've previously on the show had new game plus all levels, which is kind of different in that you don't have to clear all the leaves or whatever whatever the stuff is up. But
Dust. The
yeah,
game's dust.
well, it's actually not always dust. There's leaves and stuff too. But this is a really cool run. Crank Dud got a 58-34. I watched a bunch of it. He's super good at this game, or at least it looks that way to me. And basically every single level cleared 100%. That's what you need for a new game, all levels run, single segment. It is awesome. I would absolutely suggest you go watch it. It's a really cool run, and I hope he improves it some more. Next up is Final Fantasy V on the PlayStation.
Yeah.
Is that one faster? That's interesting.
It's slower, but the glitches are more specific to the console.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's
no,
in
he
English.
can like underflow the amount of coral swords he has, and then sell them and basically have infinite money.
What's
Oh,
that? Underflow in a
Underflow.
JRPG?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it says,
And a lot of the strategies involve like controlling your level and then using level 5 Doom against enemies. Oh, and by like reducing the enemy's level to kill some bosses instantly, and throwing lots of gil to do tons of damage. Pretty much.
all right.
Mages are the heroes.
Yes, blue mages.
He says he can go for a 445, so we look forward to seeing that from you, Quexel. Next up, now this one, Final Fantasy. Whoa! Oh my God! I accidentally moved that down.
Uh-oh.
Don't worry. Just
Undo.
read. No, I don't
Control
know how.
Z. Control Z.
Undo.
Okay, I did it. Don't worry. Okay, Final Fantasy 6. Someone talk about it. No, 4. Fuck 4. Someone
4.
talk about it.
Didn't do it.
Shut up.
All right. Well, let me just say that there's a highlight clip for this, but I want you guys to judge for yourself whether these are the right timestamps, because sometimes timestamps show up, and I'll make a highlight clip, and sometimes they make sense. Sometimes it clearly doesn't. And there's always these borderline cases where I'm like, well, maybe these timestamps are something. So we'll watch it with an open mind while Flicky explains what's going on in this.
Okay.
Well, it has
So-
antline in it, so good enough for me.
Yeah.
A thing about Final Fantasy IV, Caleb, as we told this story before on the show, he wore a Final Fantasy IV t-shirt to the gym, and a guy came and talked to him about video games while at the gym. So that's Final Fantasy IV for you there. This is the one where it's
Cecil.
not... Yes, Cecil. Cecil? I'm going to go with Cecil.
Cecil, I would say, because it sounds
Sure.
like.
Yeah, he's the guy with the dragon stuff going on. He's got the whole lance shit going on, right?
That'd be Kane.
Is it? Shit.
Yeah, Cecil is the one who
Good effort.
who has a dark soul
I
that can
tried.
be filled with light.
Wait, isn't that Trish in Devil May Cry? You're thinking of Trish from Devil May Cry.
No, pretty sure that's Cecil.
But anyway,
Devil May Cry
let's-
came out first, after all. I mean,
Yeah, what are you talking about? So let's not delve into the details and instead make some stuff up. So this is the highlight clip that Feasel got, and it's killing Antlion early. We're killing Antlion early. Normally you're meant to be a higher level than this to kill Antlion, because this is a speedrun, you kill him at a lower level.
That's generic RPG
Whoa.
commentary, Flicky.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Come on.
So as you can see, we don't know if he killed
cookie cutter
Antlion or not there,
commentary
but the fight stopped, so that was good. That
So,
was
uh,
really a good clip.
This could be
So
legit.
for
This
real,
could be-
though,
Yeah.
oh, that's a great
he
ocean.
uses a pretty big skip in this. I think it's another underflow glitch where he underflows the room number and ends up on the moon. And so he
Just
skips
like in real life.
Yeah.
he skips like half the game by abusing
Is
the way
this
that the
another
game handles
random
stairs.
Auto scroller that we put in a highlight clip.
This turned out to be the best highlight. I love it.
It's actually quite nice.
So there's text cutscenes. We look like we're getting a good overview of the game.
Right. There's probably a different game that this was
random
supposed to be,
battle.
but
Shit, random battle, yeah.
It works really well for this. We might do that with all of them. Just ship the
Instant
timestamps
run.
up.
I think, yeah.
Instant run. That was a good
All
job.
of the highlight clips from now on are either going to be auto-scrollers or
Right, it's the
world map
randomizer
navigation.
We'll do a randomizer.
Beats the Rygar room transition.
This is what happens when you don't give us the right timestamps.
No, this is probably a different run that was pasted over it. Or
So-
something didn't get deleted when we cleaned
In
out the old.
serious news, Brocentia, living up to the family name, got a 226.06 in Final Fantasy 4 in the any percent major skips category. So well done, Brocentia. I mean, we could read that comment, but I think it's going to confuse people more. Next up, Final
I
Fantasy...
mean, we could read the comment, but it's Final Fantasy V now.
Oh.
Wait, no,
Oh,
it's...
you pasted over it.
No, I didn't.
All you've got to do is undo.
Mine is up to date. Mine's up to date, so I don't know what you're on about. Final Fantasy VIII this week from PSX, the any percent 855.03 by Caracal. This actually got taken from him and improved all in this week. There have been more than one run of Final Fantasy VIII this week, which is crazy considering how much time it takes. But I think it's basically getting to the point now where they're starting to finish games without huge mistakes. So expect the time to sort of drip down a bit slower from now on. Who knows? Our favourite PlayStation platformer, Frogger, he's back.
Yes.
The all
From
gold
where?
category. I don't know, man, but he's back, dude. He probably got.
Where was he?
He was at the other side, man. He was at the other
Ah!
side. He's back, dude. Came back.
How long was he gone?
Yeah. I don't know, dude. I don't know. A few years. But this is the All Gold Frogs category in 4230 by Kane Apache. It says almost a 2-minute improvement and appears to be going for a sub 40. So who knows, dude? Who knows?
Awesome game.
Okay, so Sega Master System. I'm going to assume Werster. You must have played this because it's Master System, right? I don't know.
I played it when I was like 4.
Absolutely perfect.
Go for it.
You jump and shit?
Yeah,
I don't know, man.
jump and shit.
Yeah.
Just read the time, man, and who did.
Alright, so it's Alex Kidd, right? For the Sega Master System. You guys should all know this game by Deep Freeze.
Yeah.
He still has a lot more to perfect, but he's really happy that he got sub 8 pretty much. But yeah, it's a cool run. It's obviously really short, so that'll get optimized a lot more. Really happy that SMS game's getting some love because it's a good system.
It's damn good
Yeah, we
system.
finally got to use our SMS icon there.
Yeah, dude, that's a good one. I quite like it. That
it's not
dash
bad.
of red. All right, and Werster, do this next one too, because I know you love this runner.
Look, I fucking love this game as well. Like, Cypher is a fucking big
We don't have a highlight for
gimmick
this?
is amazing.
We need a link for this so I can play something. It's
This
gimmick.
game, for
Like,
a person, I
like-
carry it.
Yeah.
like
there's a link.
Gimmick is by far the best NES game out there. Like, I don't even care if you have an opinion, you're wrong.
Mm.
It's so fucking good to play, and it's so fucking good to watch as well. Like, you're always watching action, and there's like, it's really deep for an NES platformer, in my opinion. Like, I really like the score system and always thinking about your items and shit. And Cypher's a beast, obviously. Like, if you don't know Cypher, he's a fucking beast. Everybody go follow him.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, I really love watching him play this game. Because it's like, when you reset, it's like 2 seconds until the next run.
Yeah.
There's just
Yeah.
no cutscenes or anything. He just piles up resets like shit.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
it's really fucking awesome. I
It's
love watching
great
him.
gameplay. It's really technical for an NES game. Just lots of insanely difficult timings. And it came out late in the NES life cycle, so it's just got a really solid engine. It's got great graphics and great music. I mean, it's all around an awesome game that sadly didn't get much international attention.
Yeah, like, it's absolutely bizarre that this didn't get international attention.
Is
Because
this-
this is absolutely brilliant.
Was this called Mr. Gimmick in Europe, or is that
Yes.
a different
Yeah.
game? That is
Yeah.
right. Okay. All right. But yeah, Gimmick's awesome. Cypher's awesome. We love both of those guys because Gimmick's a guy now. Mr. Gimmick, right? Next up, this is Hotline Miami. I haven't played this, but this has been getting attention, and I've been getting asked about it a bunch. So, does anybody actually know much about this game?
I don't know much about the game, but I know it was getting a lot of love from the VG threads that came out of VGDQ.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, a lot of people, like, I think they were, like, deciding on a game they were all gonna run and, like, break, and then a few of them decided, oh yeah, let's do Hotline Miami or something. Then a lot of them started running it.
All right. Yeah, so, I mean, it's...
Die Hard, that's the appeal of it. It's Die Hard.
It's a Die Hard, dude. All right. Yeah, I've heard it's awesome. I know that EXO is planning a new game, and I think Lemon SX is doing it with him, but this is New Game Plus, naturally faster and more cool. I will tell you, listened to this game's soundtrack. If you're a fan of electronica and sort of like... all the sort of electro soundtracks, analog synths and stuff like that, you need to listen to it. It's really good. It's a great soundtrack. I haven't actually played the game. I've been told to play it. I might give it a go. It sort of looks like Smash TV, but faster. Or actually Die Hard, but faster is a way better thing, because he is going up and down stairs. But he has given us a comment. This was a 3256 by Piken. I'm going to assume that's how you say that. It says, this is Hotline Miami in 3256. Is an improvement of 2 minutes 50 over his old record. During my attempts at 32XX, I broke the world record 4 times. 3256 is an extremely good time. The lowest I could see this game going is 3130, with hundreds of hours attempts put into this game. Until someone comes along to beat this time, I'm more or less done with this game. So we're going to take a little break. But, I mean, I've only heard good things, and I keep getting, questions about it. It's one of the recent games people have been asking me about, so...
Yeah, EXO raves about it, so it's got to be good.
Yeah, actually, EXO raves about just about every single game he's ever played, though, so I wouldn't say that.
The guy has boundless enthusiasm.
Yeah. But all the games he's ever played are good, so...
But all the games he's ever played is everything, so, like...
EXO, please rerun Terranigma. I miss it.
Lemon's working on it at the moment, so... Yeah. We'll see. In 26 months, when he's finally finished his run, you can see
when he's done with segment 2.
Yeah, I think he's on segment 3 at the moment, actually.
Segment 3, which is just RNG.
Yeah, so
20 minutes of RNG.
But this is Die Hard, but more awesome, right?
Yep,
that looks cool.
I would describe it.
That looks cool. Next up is another indie game. I Want to Be the Guy Gaiden. I have not played this either. Anyone want to chip in?
I haven't.
Yeah,
it's got the hook. It's got the hook from Thingy.
Yeah, it's got the Bionic Commando thing. It's got a charge shot.
Yeah.
This actually looks like a fun game, unlike the original. But it's an unfinished game. There's only
there's 3 levels, one world, yeah.
But it looks like a lot of fun.
I know Arcana's been working on this since it came out too.
Yeah. Is it ever gonna? Are they still developing it, or?
I don't know.
Why bother finishing it when Let's Players are just going to keep posting shitty videos of it?
That's a good point.
True.
It's a good plan. Why even bother?
Yeah, it looks like a really, really fun game.
Why make those new Pokemon games when guys are just going to run randomizers of the old ones? Doesn't even make sense. I have no idea what that comment from Arcana meant, but I guess it's on hold from the developer, so he's not going to finish it yet. But, I mean, I don't really know where the time's come down. I don't know. This one looks, I don't want to say less difficult, but it looks more,
It's more technical.
It looks more skill-based, I suppose, rather than...
Anything with a grappling hook becomes technical.
Yeah, I've seen him do attempts on his stream, and it's pretty silly how easy it is to mess up.
Yeah,
I think they cram a lot more just difficulty in a shorter period of time, so you're constantly going from ridiculous trick to trick. And I think a good run would just be a run that doesn't die, and then after that a good run would be not dying and then not using any save points. I mean, for such a short game, it's still incredibly hard to beat.
He really fucking dodged those tiger shots, so...
Yeah.
Good job, man. So, there you go. He has been working on this for ages. He says it's now time to learn the stupidly difficult strats. So, expect this to come down more. Next up, Jack 2 Renegade. This is the HD collection. This is PAL, but it will be exactly the same because it's an HD remake at 60 Hz. There's 129.48. Which says he's done with this game until ESA gets close. I'm assuming he's planning to run it there too. This game, I'm not actually too sure how it works, but I imagine there's some kind of breaks in this, some sort of out-of-bounds stuff, so who knows. Next up, oh shit, I did it again.
Come on.
Dude, it's really hard. I've undone it. Right.
You didn't undo it. It's gone still.
Using your keyboard or the numpad or something?
He's using a trackball.
Shut up.
He's using elephant fingers to type.
Jackrabbit, alright. Now, I know this game's super popular, so one of you must have wanted to talk about this.
I've never
played it, but I watched a bit of it, and it made me laugh a lot. I put like half the ending in the highlight clip.
Okay, well, PJ, talk about that. I can't believe you've not played Jazz Jack.
I will when this page reloads so I can see his comment. How about you read the comment, because you broke the Google Doc.
I didn't break it. The Jazz Jackrabbit is one of the most popular PC platformers that there is. I mean, it's a super fun, awesome game. A DOS game, I guess. You booted it on a floppy disk, that's all I remember about it, but it's really cool. Jazz Jackrabbit 2, these are both by Vortail. There's a Jazz Run and a Spaz Run. The Jazz Run is 2354, the Spaz Run is 2237. I'm going to start with the Spaz Run because the Jazz comment talks about the Spaz Run. So, a Spaz comment says, "This is the game that scares everyone away from my stream. If you're reading this comment, I do hope it hasn't scared your viewers away with the sheer mention of the game." I don't really understand that because I thought this game was really popular. But hey,
I would never leave a stream that played this.
Yeah. The Jazz comment is, unlike the Spaz Run, this run takes longer to complete due to Jazz's inability to exploit glitches or gain enough height to skip many portions of the game. Getting sub 24 was my goal, and I managed to achieve it. This run isn't as fun as Spaz's because the mistakes are harder to recover from, such as missing platform or a high jump. There are a few sloppy areas, especially with Devon's trolling at the very end, but I'm satisfied with the run overall.
These cartoons are creepy.
Dude, look at this turtle.
Have none of you played?
Face.
Have none of you played Jazz Jackrabbit?
Nope.
I don't want to. This is scaring me.
What?
Wait, you've played this and you tried to outsource the comment?
Yeah, of course I did.
What?
What are you talking about, man?
Okay.
I can't. All right.
That's cool.
I'm going to pass this one on to... Actually, no, this is... Oh, no, it's got a video. Okay, shit. Somebody talk about this then.
I'll talk about it. Not that I know anything about it, but I thought it was amusing when I was making the highlight video.
All right.
So, okay. This is Jewel Master for the Genesis. This is any % run on easy mode by Sonic Star. He said this was done during one of my random speedrunning sessions. I'm fairly certain this is world record, as there are no other runs of this game that have come across, aside from the tasks, which I used to plan this run. So you can see that this game is pretty much in its early stages of being worked on. But I don't know. I thought it was interesting enough looking at it to warrant at least take a moment to look at.
This is not what I would have guessed.
This
the
is
title
not-
Jewel Master.
Yeah, I thought.
Right.
I was expecting
So apparently,
a puzzle game.
the way this works is it's a platformer game, and you can equip different jewels on your, like the rings on your fingers, and they let you do things like double jumps and high jumps and stuff like that, or different kinds of attacks. But it works out that half the run is like you messing around with your menus, swapping jewels in and out so that you can jump up on platforms and then fight bosses and things like that.
Wow.
And so it's actually looks kind of silly in that regard.
I love these sprite
This game looks great.
It looks amazing, though.
Wow, yeah, that menu's crazy.
Yeah, and I cut out most of it. I mean, a lot of the parts where it's just heavily that, but there are some places where it's about as much menuing as regular gameplay.
I would play
Look at
this.
this boss fight, man. What is this? Yeah, someone in chat, this looks like a PG game. That is absolutely true. It really does.
Yeah. I just said I would play this.
Next
There you
up,
go.
Katamari Damacy, the US version, any percent, 3159, got beaten again. Says it's pretty
Yay.
much the god run for my skill level. He's really crushing the SDA time, if you don't know. If you've seen the SDA run and think it's good, go watch this and your mind will explode. It's so much better. Katamari Damacy, awesome games, and forever improvable. I have no idea how if they would ever be fully optimized because there's so many fucking options in that. Also, Skyward Sword got beaten this week, the obviously Wii version, any percent in 534.08 by TLOZSR. Which,
The Legend of Zelda speedrunner.
Yes.
Yeah.
he says he doesn't think he could beat this time again. Probably going to submit an SDA. I saw a very excited tweet from him. So
Yeah,
I'm going to assume it's pretty good. I'm kind of intrigued by Skyward Sword. There's a guy I know who is trying to run it, and he sent me a message asking how he can be consistent with the Wiimote, and I didn't know what to tell him.
Did you
You
just
need to
laugh?
shake it like at certain times. Is that what it is?
Well, all I can think about is referencing a joke that only Spike Vegeta would understand. So if Spike Vegeta's here, I would tell him to use natural motion. For everybody else, that's the way I roll, telling jokes that are incredibly niche.
That one person can...
Yeah,
good.
he's probably not even here.
Well, for what it's worth, I actually can give a little bit of advice. What I noticed with New Super Mario Bros. Wii, one of the things you have to do is shake the controller to do a spin jump, and you want to be able to do that really precisely, so it's annoying to have to shake the controller to do it. But if you just, like, whack it against your knee or against your leg, it has the same effect, and you can actually get a nice, precise timing on it. So, like, whack it against yourself. And you'll get a big bruise on yourself, but it works for speedrunning, and you gotta make some sacrifices to get the good times, guys.
Yeah.
Battle scars.
Battle scars, man. Oh,
Do you have the
Pooh Train
big
was there
rubber
for that
sleeve
joke
that
too.
goes on it?
The Wiimote condom, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Mark of the Ninja, the New Game Plus got improved by AFox. This is a cool indie game, out of bounds stuff galore. It's cool. Go check this one out. If you enjoy Dark Force and games like that, go watch this run. It's broken and people talk over themselves, which is awesome. Marvel Land, I don't know dick about this game.
That's a platformer, man, and then it's got stupid RNG bosses.
All right. Well, you just volunteered to talk about it.
I actually don't know anything about this game, but I did a blind race of it once,
really?
And I was really enjoying it. It was just this really cool platformer where you jumped and did shit, and then you get to these bosses and you're literally playing rock, paper, scissors with them. It's absolutely fucking retarded.
Is that literally as in Alex Kidd, literally, or like... Dude, what is... Wait, this is not a Marvel game.
No, it's not a Marvel game.
Well, I thought this was a Marvel game.
I thought it was
I think
a
this
Marvel
and Jewel Quest were swept.
I didn't mean to make a highlight of it then.
Why do games have to lie?
This is misleading titles week, like...
Misleading graphics. This is for the Genesis?
Dude, what's with that background? Why would they put so much...
Yeah, this was the one, it had like lots of warps as well. What? And you could be in like the last level or something and it would just randomly warp you back to the first level and you would have no way back.
They had a sprite limit in their game because they seem to put all of it in that waterfall.
Yeah.
What the hell is this? Look at this.
They're trying to maximize the bandwidth that it takes to compress one of these. I want to make the videos as big as possible.
So, yeah, Marvel Land. The Rio... Any percent medium 2105. Apparently he choked once, and it was emulated. So,
dang,
good.
Sad.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. Right, Mega Man X4. This is the X Collection version, judging by that console that is being used.
So that means no load times.
No load times, no lag. It's the 100% Zero category in 4230 by Sneaky Kitaguda Ninja. He beat the emulator record, which was faster than this, beat by 14 seconds. The emulator has significant advantages over the X Collection version. The emulator doesn't emulate lag at all. Man, this is confused. There's too many words here.
Basically, he beat the ground that you had less lag than X Collection.
Yeah.
So even though X Collection's faster than PS1, it's still faster than the best emulator record.
So this isn't X Collection.
This is X Collection.
This is X Collection, right.
But he was comparing with the emulated record.
Right, okay. And, yeah, I think we... Yeah, no, yeah. So, Sneaky Ninja, I think we had this on the show before and we messed up or something like that. But this is the time now, so it doesn't matter. So good job, Sneaky TKD Ninja. Hold on. This one surprised me a bit. Mischief Makers got taken away from Peaches. Alpha Door got this in 5018. Says improvement of 26 zones over the previous record with 39 S ranks. So those are pretty difficult to get.
Wait a minute. Did Peaches take it back? Because I think this guy beat Peaches once before.
Possibly.
Peaches is... I was watching Peaches play Mischief Makers, and he was doing a bunch of other shit. Like, he was doing 100% and other stuff.
Alpha Door beat him.
Yeah, he was playing 80%, and he said he could definitely take it back, but I don't think he has yet.
Yeah, he said there were 2 levels that each were like a minute lost or something.
So it looks like AlphaDor beat it back in December 16th, and then just improved his run again. So Peaches hadn't taken it back yet.
Oh, right. Okay, cool. Well, there you go. Everything we said the other day in our conversation, PJ and Feasel, about Peaches not having any competitors was all wrong.
You lied.
Peaches is worse than we thought. I feel like I've been lied to by Peaches. What a monster Peaches.
We might have to uncensor his name now.
Unmod him too. Alright. New Super Mario Brothers Wii U. Sorry, New Super Mario Brothers U on the Wii U. Right, yeah. We don't have a Wii U icon, so you can have a Wii icon. Just imagine a little bit added onto that. E-Waller got a 352.08% and said it was pretty good, but there was some dumb deaths. He thinks sub 345 is a good goal. And also, we have a highlight video as well for the New Super Mario Bros. U on the Wii U in 4021 by Hard Pelicinen. I'm going to assume Pelican. I was going to go with Hard Pelicinen.
That's pretty close.
I like Hard Penicillin. It's penicillin, isn't it?
Penicillin?
Hard Pelican. Damn, this is difficult.
Yeah.
So
just call him Hard.
Hard? Yeah. I call him Hard.
Hard man?
Yeah.
Yeah, what's up, Hard? What's up, Hard, bro? Alright, he says, thanks,
17-minute long here.
17-minute long highlight?
There it is, yeah.
17 minutes?
Just the way we like it.
Worth every minute.
It's like all non-auto-scrolling levels.
Yeah. So, he says, thanks, Pokey, for the new elevated straps that made the time so amazing. And then that 3-face thing that Annie Meowses always does.
Oh, the cat face?
Yeah, is that what it is? It's a cat face, is it?
Yeah.
It's a cat.
Okay. Alright.
Why else would Annie use it?
Good question.
That's not a... What are you talking... :3.
Cat.
:3. Well,
That's
Annie
just a cute face. It's not a cat face.
It's not really
a cat.
It's a cat face.
It's not specifically a cat face.
Yes, it is.
Also,
I just think it looks weird. Like, I see it as like...
it's a
hair lip face, pretty much.
I see it as like a dinosaur mouth or something like that.
That's not a hair lip face. I'll show you one.
It looks like a Yoshi mouth, but minus the tongue.
It's some dots above it.
Or a butt. It's a butt.
It's a butt.
Feasel, it's a butt, dude. Dude, it's a butt. Dude, I see it, man. It's a butt. But, yeah,
Oh, it's 17 minutes of black. Ah.
Yeah, I think there was a marker that was at the end of the file, and it...
So this is when you go through the game without the candle. This is
you sure? I was gonna say, are you sure this isn't just like an extreme glitch?
It's a candleless any percent.
Candleless any percent. Alright, speaking of Ninja Gaiden 2 world record that duckfist got this week.
Oh, man.
Hey, Mexi, do you want to talk about this run?
Go for it, dude.
I don't know anything about it.
But you sounded so excited, man.
I'll talk about it. This was bullshit, right? So I saw Duckfist was streaming, and I was like, "Yo, we're gonna watch Duckfist." And he did one like no reset run of Ninja Gaiden 2, and he was like 6 seconds off his personal best. And like, I just knew that day, all right, he's getting the fucking world record right now because I can see he can do way better than that.
He was
right
so
now.
Motivated.
Yeah,
I watched him for like 2 hours or something, and then I went out for 5 minutes. I came back and he had fucking gotten it while I was out. I was pissed as fuck, but I was so happy as well. Fucked up Japan.
If you're not part of the Down with Hanarubi clan, then why are you even speedrunning?
Yeah.
Why?
If you're not actively trying to ruin that kid's favorite hobby, you're not living properly. But Duckfist, do you want to tell us a bit about this? Because obviously you got this, I watched it, and it's fucking awesome.
Yeah, I picked this game up like back in August, and I remember seeing a time on YouTube. It was by Hodarubi at 10:44, and I actually retimed it, and it was around like 10:42. And then I actually now I feel kind of silly for actually trying to compete with this because it was done on FCE Ultra with rapid fire, and it's actually a time attack. which is kind of got an ambiguous definition. But so I think I've actually had the record technically for quite some time now. But anyways, I beat my gold time, which is what's really important here. At finally got 1040. And it's a pretty solid run. What I really like about Ninja Gaiden 2 is that there's pretty much no RNG in the game at all. Like, it's just straight execution, memorization and just timing. And if you want to get a good run, you just need to nail everything. And,
that's pretty crazy, yeah. Like, you competing with a record that you never should have been able to beat, and then you beat it anyway. Like,
yeah, and well, ever since I didn't really want to compete with it. I just wanted to keep playing the game because I enjoyed it so much. But my times just kept getting lower and lower. And then at Awesome Games Done Quick, I got a little bit of motivation there since I got a PB and I was just playing really well. So when I came back, I wanted to get that as low as I could. And I think with a perfect run, I could probably get around a 1035. So, like, ideally, if everything falls into place and I make 0 mistakes, I can save 5 seconds on top of this run. So that can kind of give you an idea of, the threshold at this point. Yeah. But it's a really great game. I mean, it's really difficult. For a first playthrough, it's actually one of the easier Ninja Gaiden games. It's probably the easiest of the first 3. But to speedrun, it's incredibly difficult. But it's really rewarding, and it's got awesome graphics, awesome soundtrack, really tight, good gameplay, and a lot of interesting tricks. I highly recommend playing this game.
Yeah, so Duckfist, one of the latest in a line of people who have had a major headache trying to compete with Japanese times. Trying to understand their rules is impossible. Sometimes they pretty much use turbo unless stated otherwise on all their runs, and there's just some major headaches trying to figure out when they start timing, when they don't, trying to get a hold of video and that. Like, it's awesome. We love the Japanese runners. We wish you guys were just a bit more logical with what you do and your rule system so that we could compare ourselves with you.
And for the record, this is on the Wii's Virtual Console. I've actually done some comparisons and using Sinister One's
dude, that last boss fight's so good.
Yeah, it went pretty well. Comparing with Sinister One's gameplay on NES, they have pretty much the exact same timing and no lag. So I would consider this on the same tier as the NES. But yeah, that's Ninja Gaiden 2.
Yeah, for the guy just asked in chat, we're not entirely sure about time attack, but as far as I'm aware, it just means that you can pause the game and take breaks and stuff like that in it. It's not real time.
There's a couple of definitions, apparently. I've heard that you can actually do individual levels. I don't know how.
Yeah, that's what I heard also. That's what Ramscout says here, too.
But if I was able, I would, even though it's a 10-minute run, like, let me tell you, this game wears you out, like, more so than any other game that I've ever played. After just 1 or 2 runs, I have to take a break just because it's such a headache. So if I could take breaks during the run, I have about 3 spots where I'd sit down the controller and, like, have a cigarette or something on a 10-minute run.
Take the edge off, man, right?
But yeah, thanks.
Yeah. Good job. No, one of the many awesome runs. Have we got to any of the really sick runs yet? That's the first of the super sick, right?
Yeah, I think it is.
That's amazing.
Well, Gimmick is pretty sick.
Oh, Gimmick's sick. Yeah,
sick
Gimmick's
and
sick.
or nasty.
Yeah, filthy nasty. All right.
The others are in the super.
Pokemon Stadiums 2, N64, US version, 80%, round 1 in 242 by Sanford Kelly. Says it's definitely improvable, but I will try other games for now. What's Pokemon Stadium 2 like to speedrun in one sentence? You got one sentence.
So, when people say Pokemon is no skill, this is the game they're talking about.
Okay. Perfect. I love it. That's what we need to know. The Rage record got beaten again. Now, this is kind of confusing. If you saw this time from last week, you're like, hang on a minute, how did he cut off 40 minutes? This is using game time, and last week's time was using real time. So, Crushed It Anarchy Edition, any percent, says he improved it by a bunch. I can't really figure out what it is. Oh, this is on PS3. Okay, so the game time was taken to compare to PC time, which you can never do because mouse and keyboard's way better for FPSs. But that's cool to see it. He says he's proud of this run, and unless major discoveries are discovered, he doesn't think it can be improved. And then also says, "Watch me be wrong." So that was a 203.35 without loads by half coordinated. The Ratchet and Clank. Oh, okay. So this is Ratchet and Clank on the Ratchet and Clank HD collection. Any percent New Game Plus in 58 minutes by Orch. There's a link to Congratio, so I will go right there. There's no info on there, so great. I'm sure it's good. It's New Game Plus, and I think this is the guy who told me before that he feels bad every time he runs a New Game Plus. So go and do New Game already. Stop doing New Game Plus like a bitch.
You should feel dirty when you're running. New Game Plus.
Yeah, when you run New Game Plus, like the whole time you're just like, man, I just can't be bothered to root this game properly. That's all you're saying, man. That's all you're saying. But yeah. Awesome to see you running Ratchet and Clank. Keep going, Ratchet and Clank, guys. Keep running Ratchet and Clank games. Seriously, keep going. Awesome to see. This one, interesting, Red Dead Redemption. This is the any % true ending, which I'm going to assume means either you do a bunch of side quests or something or another, or you take a proper...
the path of goodness.
The path of goodness, something like that.
Of goodness, righteousness, and not sleeping with Indian women.
Yeah. There you go. Is that what it is? I don't really know much about this America country. It's only been around for a little while. I think my house is older than your country, so I'm not too sure. But this is 6 hours, 9 minutes, 49 seconds, which was, when I first saw it, I was like, hang on a minute, that's long. And then I thought about it a bit more, and I was like, actually, that sounds about right. So this is done by Steve50013, possibly his zip code. Go to that zip code, ask for Steve, you might meet him. He says, run was good overall and sub 6 hours is possible. So, coolio. Good job. Rockman and Forte. PJ, did you find a video for this, or?
Yeah, Yggdrasil found a video. I haven't watched it, but he basically went over the strats that he used. Real quick, though, Caveman DCJ pointed out that the Ratchet and Clank time is actually, like, a lot slower than his time.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Which is the one that we mentioned last week.
Oh, I got.
But it was marked as a world record in Congratio.
Okay, all bad.
So, another reminder: make sure you look into the other times that are out there, so you don't do that. Because you'll get called out, and then we'll make a correction in front of 2,000 people.
So, apologies, K-Man, DGC, Orch. Just improve it, and then we'll mention it when you actually do beat it.
Yeah,
good.
So, Rackman and Forte.
Good.
Yeah.
Nijikutsu finally did a run with Forte. He had a run with Rockman, which was incredible. And so he did a run with Forte 3904. But I guess he only did one zip. He did the zip to skip the king fight, which saves like a huge amount of time, like 2.5 minutes or something. You have to do that. But he didn't do any of the other zips, even the really easy ones that I did in the marathon. So I think this is very much a work in progress. But Nijikutsu is an incredible player. He's really, really good at this game, so he's probably going to get some nasty runs of us in the very near future.
Okay, so next up is, if I recall correctly, if this is the one, surprisingly good game, Rugrats Search for Reptar on PlayStation. This is the US version, any percentage 2159 by Courtney19, who says, fantastic run. Had horrible luck while finding Spike. I expect Gaming Awesome 1 to get the world record back shortly. Watch out. This was emulated on EPSX E1.7. As I recall, this game's actually pretty good. It's pretty fun. I remember playing it with my cousins when I was about 8 or 9, so if it's the one I'm thinking of, surprisingly good. Next up, hey Duckfist, take the floor with this one. I know this is... You've got probably a billion things you could say about this.
Which one?
Secret of Evermore.
Oh, this is a cool
What about
game.
Scribblenauts?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, fuck, did we miss Scribblenauts? I'm sorry, dude, I'm sorry. Mexi, talk about Scribblenauts real quick.
Scribblenauts. Okay, so for PC, any percent, no backpack. I don't know what the backpack does. All I know is that this is the game where you can type in anything, get anything, so it's always fun to have Cthulhu, box with Jesus. And this run is mainly just fast typing, but it also incorporates tricks to speed up stuff. So hopefully you get Cthulhu to fight Jesus faster.
I think backpack is some kind of glitch or something like that. Backpack can fuck up the game or something like that. I have no idea. But that sounds about right, doesn't it? Perfect. Okay, sorry, now Secret of Evermore. Secret of Evermore. Secret of Evermore.
Okay.
Why are we whispering?
Here we have Secret of
What?
Evermore by Meta Sigma in 1 hour and 58 minutes and 30 seconds, the any percent. Now, this is a huge improvement over the previous TSSB submission. I think the last one was like 212 or 220 or something. But
it's a huge improvement over the previous one.
yeah, as you know, Just like every time he streams this game, he comes up, he finds just something else just horribly broken with it. And this one pretty much takes it all. Now, there used to be like this glitch with Atlas, which is an ability that raises your attack power, where you can like turn off the game and turn it back on. And then when it would
underflow glitch alert. Underflow glitch alert.
it would underflow your attack power, and you do 999 damage on every hit, even like the 0% hits. And he found a way to do it like without having to level Atlas at all, and without having to reset the game. So it's not only faster than the thing that would make it invalidate single segment, but
yeah,
it's horribly broken. And like the second half of the game is just one-shotting just about everything. And what's cool is he came out with all these strats like without this glitch. And there's so many other things you could possibly do in the game, and here this thing just completely cleans it up. But it's ironically, I still think the game is untapped like completely, and there's probably some more stuff in it. But you can actually so to do this trick, you have to cast a bunch of buffs while being poisoned, and then use a pixie dust, which revives you once you die. And then you have to kill yourself while poisoned, and while having all these buffs, Atlas has to be like a certain order of buff, like out of all the buffs. And then just for some reason, bam, 65,000 attack power. Yeah.
Makes sense.
It's pretty insane. So if you haven't been watching progress on Secret of Evermore, just check out Metasigma stream every once in a while. It's very entertaining, and it's a great run.
Yeah, big fans of Metasigma over here. Just before we mention this next one, we have officially, for the first time, made the front page of Games List on Twitch. Pokémon Fire Red / Leaf Green, we're on the front page.
Wow.
We're beating Wings of Liberty, believe it or not, StarCraft 2. So, hey,
And we hit
there we
our
go.
viewer peak, too.
And we hit our viewer peak. I think that's absolutely nothing to do with our guests or game. So good job, PJ, Feasel, Duckfist. Well done, guys.
Yeah,
thank you.
good job. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yes,
Wow.
well done to everybody but Flicky.
Thank you. Everyone but me. Dude, I'm not allowed to get credit. My doctor says it's bad for me.
You should listen to your doctor.
Right, next up. So this is a good time to mention Shadow the Hedgehog. Because if you love Shadow the Hedgehog, you'll be excited about next week's episode. We're finally listening to the fans and doing another bad game showcase. We're going to do Shadow the Hedgehog and Sonic 06.
Nice.
Burton and Paraxade. So Duckfist, you were saying maybe...
Like you first said, let's do a bad Sonics episode, but we can't have all, like, the entire series.
Well, originally I'd loaded up Sonic Colors and Sonic Generations, but then I was told those are the good ones, and I got really...
Yes.
So...
Yeah.
What is this guy?
But anyway, Duckfist said maybe he wouldn't be here for next week or the week after, so probably not here next week then, Duckfist.
No comment here, but we'll see what happens.
So this is Shadow the Hedgehog by Burton, 1654. Burton's a cool dude. We all met him up in AGDQ. I had a nice catch out with him. Awesome guy. He chaos controls over everything in the game. That's pretty much it, right, Werster?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the run's just about getting your hero gauge up and then using it and releasing it at the right time, and not getting the game to freeze. Like, I was watching him do attempts, and just the game would freeze just randomly, and he would get real mad. It was good.
Yeah.
Even the game hates the fact that it exists.
Yeah, exactly. Next up is Smart Ball, which all I know about this game is that Chronicky was really happy about Smart Ball existing. Has anybody played and or seen Smart Ball?
I've seen it.
Nope.
But I don't know.
I think I rented it as a kid, but I honestly can't remember anything about it. Unless this is the one where you're a blue ball and you can, like, stretch and stuff.
Well,
That sounds like it's it.
I don't know.
I think
You're a
that's
blue blob type ball, and you stick to the wall and bounce on stuff.
yeah, pretty silly. Pretty entertaining.
Let's roll. Oh gosh. Okay, let's see.
Oh, man.
Oh.
Already looks promising. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, this is the game. Yeah, this is a pretty entertaining game. I know absolutely nothing about running this.
Me either.
If it wasn't
You stick to
already
the
obvious.
ceiling. That's cool.
So it's an 80% in 2111 by Jugong. I'm going to assume that's what it is. How do you say?
It kind of look like Gish.
It's a bit Gishy, isn't it? Except Gish is a lot newer. It's an amazing jump. It literally just goes up. No animation, just goes up. But he didn't actually leave a comment, as far as I know.
Nope.
But it's done in 2111, and it's called Smart Ball.
Speaks for itself, really.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it says Jeppy in the corner. That's all we know. And I think that's all we should ever find out about this game.
Jeppy.
Yeah.
Don't
It looks
correct.
like
That's
it's got
fine.
NES graphics, but it's a Super Nintendo game.
Yeah.
Smart Ball episode coming soon.
Smart
Yes.
Ball
Yeah,
episode.
wait for it. Smart Ball.
It'll be
Smart
right after our
Ball.
Final Fantasy episode.
We're going to do Smart Ball Bounce for the Nokia 3310 and Bad Balls in Babbo Invasion, the ball episode, coming soon.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ball marathon has to happen.
Ballathon, let's
Ball.
do it.
The ball.
Super Sonic Adventure 2 Battle.
Supersonic Adventures.
Well, nothing about that game is all that super.
It says it's
Well,
for PC, which is there a PC?
Yeah, it
Yeah,
plays on the
HD
Steam
version.
version because
Ah.
it's got better loading times
Right. This is
and
a
such.
3921 by Broken Arthritis, who says he's done with this shitty game.
Yeah, so it's about time he actually got the world record. But yeah, there's this new skip in the first level where you hit a ramp and then you go really fast into a wall and then you go through the floor and then you end up like right at the end of the level.
Perfect. Sounds
I
just
think
like
that can summarize literally every single Sonic game.
Yeah, that's Sonic in a
all the
nutshell.
3D ones. Yeah, yeah. Actually, yeah, all the 2D ones too.
And probably 2 and
Yeah.
3 and Knuckles. I don't know about
Yeah.
1. I don't know if you can go fast in Sonic 1.
So there you go, fanboys. Don't go blaming Sonic Team for all the new games being shit. They were always broken piles.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have actually watched a bunch of the, I know one of the last stages, Jia's been running them, the Japanese guy who did 1 star or 0 star, I can't remember which one, and they look really cool. Like, ILs of this game look pretty sweet. But moving on, Spyro 2 Ripto's Rage on PlayStation, 100% version in 2.13.07 by Cypress. Didn't know anything else. I think the Spyro 1 record got broken last week and we didn't mention it. Or that Surreal took it back this week and I didn't remember it or something like that. I can't remember, but yeah, Spyro.
Cool.
There
Yep.
you go.
Mario Land 6 Golden Coins. This one was going to be moved to honorable mentions, but I guess we forgot. This is the best verified video run. There's a claim time by a Japanese guy, but there's no video on it anywhere. And we like Mug, so we're going to mention it anyway. But this is a video record. This is the fastest verified time.
Yeah, I don't blame him for this
Yeah.
because that's
Yeah.
always a pain not having a video. I mean,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Take it with a grain of salt. There may be a video out there of a faster run, but
we have no
we're
idea.
not sure.
If you
Or there
find
might
it,
be a total
please let us know.
misunderstanding about the Japanese timing.
Yeah. Mug
This
is
page
trying
is
to.
so
Yeah.
hype.
Yeah, look at this page.
Yeah.
dude.
Oh my god.
Pages.
Yeah. So, yeah,
Yep.
Mug has been trying to contact the runner and all that, so he is doing his utmost to find it. But hey, this is. Yes, this week was fucking awesome for speedrunning. And this is a chunk of the other reasons. There's still a few more to come, at least for me, and there were a few before, but okay, so holy shit. Let's okay, so first of all, I'm going to go a little bit out of order and get this one out of the way. Low percent Lemongrass Super Mario World 1529. Probably just feeding off residual energy from Dram, who got 124.30. Implemented the Yoshi Wings box duplication glitch in this run,
Yeah.
which
Right. You can
saved
see a
a
clip
bunch
of
of
that.
time. Yeah.
Coming up in a second here. But yeah, this is one of the new additions to the route. There's apparently other places where you could do this. I think you can do it in Star World
If you
3
watch
or
the
something like
task,
that,
you
which
can do
doesn't-
it everywhere. So.
You can do it everywhere, right?
Oh, that
There's
task
talk
is
about-
so good.
Yeah. It's almost like should be a thing with Orb just because it's such a like overpowered glitch. But it's fun to do and it's actually really tricky. And you do it differently on each level, unlike Orb. So I can see why people like this. You can also apparently do this in Gnarly and might save about 9 seconds if done right. That's what Graham says.
9 seconds.
But the box
Yeah.
duplication is basically just a very precise kick.
Right.
And there's like an algorithm sort of thing where if you dupe a box twice or something, it gets wings and so on.
Well, it depends on where the block is that you're duping, and so he's duping one, I believe, below it, and then diagonal from that point, or something like that. But anyway, it's a pretty important trick.
Yeah.
And then there's been a bit more information has come out about this this clip here, which unfortunately he doesn't get. It takes him several attempts. But Aglar has been doing some hacking of the game and sort of figured out a bit about what controls whether or not you pop out of the wall or whether or not you clip through it. So we've known that it was kind of random, but we found out that it's based on a frame rule. So apparently when you're swimming, every 4 frames, your vertical speed can only change every 4 frames. So the random part is, where are you in that 4-frame rule? And there are other factors like some Yoshi's vertical subpixels, because Yoshi oscillates up and down a bit to get that bobbing, I guess. Based on where those are, it affects what your chances are, which of the 4 frames in the 4-frame rule will get it for you. So it's pretty complicated.
Shit, didn't get the...
But he didn't get the switch jump, so basically he's not happy with this run, and he's going to basically delete the recording.
Yep.
As he should. Shame on you, Tram. Shame.
Delete the recording, break the cart.
The crazy shit doesn't stop there for amazing runs. Mario World Yoshi's Island pretty much kicked off this week of sick stuff, right? This was last Monday or Tuesday. I was at work and there was a tweet from Nez Kamikaze that just said Z-Wing 241, and I was like, well, really? And then nobody else tweeted anything, so I assumed I just missed something. And then later that evening, everybody's going crazy. So the big thing here, no bonus games.
None.
So no one got to post a GIF?
No one.
That's disappointing, I gotta say.
Yeah.
I was really disappointed because I was streaming at the time, but basically what happened was Trihex raided him, and Zwing was like, okay, I'll show you how to fucking play video games. And he just went balls deep on absolutely every trick, and then
now Trihex doesn't have any viewers, or...
Someone's balls just got smashed.
Yeah, I was told he went balls deep all over the place, didn't do anything he had. He lost 40 seconds to a death, I think. That's what it says here.
Yeah, he had just one sloppy death, and so he was like so disappointed that it wasn't like a absolutely god tier run, because the rest of his run was absolutely fucking amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically he came into my chat after the run, and I was just talking about 5 hours how I'm happy I was. Japan didn't have the record anymore.
Yeah, the Japan's had this record since about August last year, I think, possibly even longer. It's crazy to see. Z-Wing's super good at this game. He said he was going for a 240 when he, if someone beats his time or something like that, and then went on to do attempts later that day. So he's still playing that. He's still committed. And this has pretty much rallied the troops. Sagan, Trihex, and I guess a bunch of the other Yoshi Island runners are going to be on this soon. Which is why we are going to do a Yoshi Island episode very soon. So hopefully the 24th of February. About exactly a year after we were meant to do the Yoshi's Island episode. It was originally going to be the very first episode on sort of the 22nd of February last year. 19th of February, there you go. So about a year after it was meant to happen, we're actually doing the Yoshi's Island episode. So check that one out. That should be with Trihex, Z-Wing, and Sagan. We have invited all 3 of them, which means just Z-Wing's going to show up, and it's going to be Z-Wing and Lee.
Trihex will be shopping.
Dude.
Trihex will be shopping, and Sagan's internet will break, or his girlfriend will go into labor, or some random thing will happen to him. His girlfriend's not even pregnant. Right. Next up, Super Metroid. So Cop Power took the record. Garrison was like, shit, I'm partner now. Amazing news, Garrison, a partner at least. He was like, what the fuck? Sub 47.
Partner.
Does anybody know, was Garrison happy with this?
No, he wasn't.
No, of course not. No, he wants sub 46:30 at least.
30, yeah.
He probably said it was a pretty good run. And that's
exactly.
as far as he went.
Yeah, I mean, he was doing attempts like the next day, so.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's Garrison.
But it's awesome to see there was little back.
Just like every other speedrunner, I'll take a break from this category.
Yeah.
2 hours later, back on it.
Exactly. So Colt Power had the record for a little bit. Garrison then went into it. I hope Colt Power keeps going. I really want to see these guys crush this. It's going down so low right now. It's awesome to see.
Ruby.
Yeah.
One of these days we'll see a 30 with in-game, with real-time strats, you know?
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
I think he said this is probably like 15 seconds or so off of the 30. Pretty close.
Yeah.
Wow.
Also, the 100% record got beaten this week. Now, I don't know a whole bunch about this, but I know guys were meant to be going into it. Garrison said he was. Obviously, he didn't do that well at going into it because he went back to 80%. But is this true? This is legit? Zost?
I believe so.
Yeah, his luck mode Soten run was beaten, so...
Jacob, Zost's run is really good, says Garrison.
Yeah, Zost has a really high quality stream. I mean, he doesn't get nearly the viewers that he should. It's really entertaining watching the guy, and he's got this awesome he's always in the dark like feasel, and every time there's a power bomb that goes off, he lights up. So check out Zosty there.
Scares me.
Sorry, I'm eating an almond. Someone else will have to talk.
He runs pretty much every possible category of this game. Yesterday, he did an 11-hour stream or something like that, and he's just as soon as he finishes a run, he rarely resets. It's just he finishes a run, starts the next category, and he's just going at Super Metroid all day. So definitely a serious Super Metroid player. A lot of entertainment there. Yeah,
I got yelled at on Twitter for not putting his name in my list of Super Metroid runners. I ran out of room and someone got angry. So I apologize for that. Next up, this is some Super Star Wars runs. As you may notice, they're in the correct movie order. Super Star Wars, Return of the Jedi, The Empire Strikes Back. We are aware that this first one, we're not really sure if it's actually a record or not, because Pooh Train's time is on the PAL version, and if you convert it, it's probably faster, but we're not certain. By real time, it's quicker, but we don't really know.
Right, this is another grain of salt record.
Yes, it's a grain of salt record. The other two, I'm pretty sure, are legit. So, PJ, would you like to chit-chat about these? Because I know how much you love them.
Oh, yeah. It's my favorite series, really. Yeah, they're... At least when I play, you're constantly fighting the controls in all of these games. There are some really cool tricks in them, though, because they're pretty poorly programmed. And that first bit in the highlight clip that you're watching right now, he actually skipped the boss of that stage by keeping the camera panned really high. And the boss trigger is, I guess, tied to the camera. So as long as you don't scroll the camera down, the boss won't appear, so you can just jump right past it. So these clips are from Super Star Wars and not Return of the Jedi or Empire Strikes Back, at least right now. In Return of the Jedi, you can switch characters. Well, actually, in all of them you can, but you can only start switching, I think, halfway through Super Star Wars. But that's a pretty cool feature. There's a lot of different gameplay.
Is there a layer clip
genres,
in this?
I guess would be the way to say it. What's that?
Is there a layer clip in this?
Leia is in Return of the Jedi. I don't know if that's in this clip or not.
Oh.
Leia is so OP. It's ridiculous.
No, I watched PJ play this for hours and hours at AGDQ 2012.
Whoa. Hours and hours.
Dude, you spent at least 4 hours.
No, it was not 4 hours.
4 hours trying to escape the Death Star, man.
No way.
Going.
Look at that.
Yeah, Leia is super OP in Return of the Jedi.
Dude, that's just like in Rogue Squadron. Or
Dude.
Yeah,
and in the movie.
Shadows of the Empire.
Ooh.
Yeah, so it's a pretty interesting series. It hasn't really ever gotten any attention by anybody, except Pooh Train, who I think has started working on Super Star Wars again.
And Adinal is working on Return of the Jedi.
Right. I mean, until recently.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Cool.
So yeah, Return of the Jedi, there's a lot of stuff that we haven't found yet. I know the games are really, really broken, but we can't prove it yet. Tampa had one clip where he just slid, ended up on the other side of the screen. I don't know if you saw that.
Lightsaber, man, it's so good.
Dude, Luke is going all in with the swipe.
Yeah.
Look at him go, dude.
The lightsaber dance is amazing. Yeah, so I found like a semi out of bounds. There's Leia for you.
Well, that's Leia. There you go. That's what Leia looks like in that game.
Oh yeah, Han Solo in the Sarlacc pit. I remember this part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's fighting the
Han
Rancor,
Solo
dude.
throwing grenades at the Rancor.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
This looks like fun. I like the speeders.
Yeah. So it's a pretty interesting series. I got Return of the Jedi as a bad game for the bad game exchange, so I've got to run it at some point. But I know there's like a ton of glitches that we haven't found. It's going to turn into a really, really stupid run.
Yeah. The super speed is ridiculous in this game.
Yeah,
it's so quick. Yeah, it looks pretty cool, but I'm assured that it's terrible.
Yeah.
Or you can throw the lightsaber.
Shit, look at that.
Interesting Vader threat. That's the spray you have to use on the Emperor, because he destroys the entire room around.
Whoa.
I don't know if you...
Oh god, it's the Death Star escape.
Yes.
Getting sick.
Alright.
Yeah, the Emperor is so ridiculous, because he destroys literally the entire room. Like, you can get to the point where there's just nothing to stand on.
Alright, so Dugong wasn't content with whatever the other run he did was. Where is it? This one, Smartball. But he also did the Blues Brothers this week on SNES, which I've been waiting quite a while to see what this game actually looks like.
This was tricky to make a highlight clip for, I gotta say.
So, this is SNES US version 80%, 2720. Time is slightly adjusted because in my recorded run I hit W-split too early. Resubmitting as new world record because Kakarot beat his old time. I just really want to see like 10 seconds of this.
We got it. There's like a 20-second clip or something like that.
Yeah,
all right.
Here, hold on.
You'll see in a second.
Okay, that's all I want to see, and then we'll move on.
It looks like a bunch of individual levels. Like each level is just like a room that you have to go from start to this jukebox at the end, and there'll be little sort of puzzle-ish, sort of platformish. I don't think it's particularly good at either of those two genres, but I do like the fact that your power-up that turns you into, sort of like your mushroom that turns you into Big Mario in this, is like something that makes you get all beefy and swole, so you look like, Caleb walking around. And then you switch back to the little skinny guy in a hat again and you get hit. It's really funny.
Okay,
Mario
this
World
looks...
platforms. I remember the part where they go to the forest and eat a bunch of mushrooms.
Yeah, this is the purple
That's
sky.
part of the movie.
All right.
Perfect. I'm glad that's nothing like what I expected it to look like.
Now you don't have to play it.
Also, the age-old Skyrim record got broken this week on PC, US version 80%. Actually, I think this maybe been broken before. Yeah, it has. But this is Y Morn. It got 5809. Second run under an hour. It's still about 20 to 30 seconds to save. And some move and optimization to gun, but this is still very good. Dugong again? Okay, man. The Great Waldo Search, NES, US version 80% normal. In 1 minute 11. I'm going to assume that's Where's Wally? Is that Where's Wally?
Wait a minute.
What?
Oh,
Yeah, is this the
I
one that
remember
King
this.
Hippo ran? I don't know if this beats King Hippo's time.
This is not the same one.
This comment
It
says,
isn't?
I think King Hippo ran Where's Waldo.
Yeah, he did.
Oh,
Oh,
I was
this is-
assuming it was like a region difference title.
So, was he called Wally in Australia as well?
Wally. What?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, in Europe, he was called Wally for some reason, which made Oddlaw's name incredibly, random.
Incredibly.
It didn't make any sense, because, it's obviously Waldo backwards, but in Europe and Australia, Waldo backwards was, Eelwall. So, or Illaw, I guess. It was just really confusing. Do we get to see a clip of this, or...?
Oh, okay, yeah. This is the entire run, by the way. So,
Okay.
Whoa.
soak it in. Enjoy.
I will
The
happily...
Great Waldo Surge.
I'll happily go to bed a bit later just to, enjoy
experience
this.
the entire run, yeah.
Yeah, I've played this game before. You've got to search for
Guy.
a scroll, and then find Wally or
Captivating.
Waldo,
It was his
or
foot.
find them.
He was hiding in that guy's shoe.
There you go. Yeah, we raced this on SRL once, but then I got ended. I was disappointed because I got second.
Is it random?
So many points.
Is
Yes.
the stuff in the same place? Oh, it is. Okay, so I think the other game that King Hippo's working on, the stuff is in one of a couple places, and so you just memorize everything.
Yeah, but you also
Well, I don't
can't
know.
see
I
Waldo in
I
that
only
one.
did it once, but people were definitely
okay.
getting different results.
I see. You just
Yeah, the
don't
one
know
that
how
King
many.
Hippo ran, it's like everything on the screen is red, and none of them look like Waldo. It's amazing.
Everything looks like Waldo. This is stupid.
I would have picked that one normal guy.
Yeah, is this the one where he
That
doesn't?
must
God.
be, yeah.
It's the Waldo without a shoe, is it? Oh.
Good run.
What?
Perfect, man. It was coded by 3 guys.
Good run.
Perfect.
Huh.
Good job.
I'm surprised it took
Dang.
3.
Yeah.
Looks like they just scanned one of the Where's Waldo books.
Yeah, it is a different version of the Where's Waldo book. Absolutely. All right.
Zelda records.
Next one, Zeldas. Wouldn't be
Zeldas.
a records week without Zeldas being done.
Last week we had no Zelda games.
Yeah,
Oh,
last
did we?
week
I don't
was
think we shouted it
momentous.
out, but it was.
Damn.
Yeah, we had
Really
none.
nice.
Wow.
What-
Good job,
what a
guys. You
shame.
did it.
Well
No
no
wonder
Zelda
last-
records last week.
Yeah, good job. Hey, maybe you could do that again. Here's a challenge for you. Next week, try and do no Zelda records. We'll see if you can do
I
it,
can
guys.
definitely do that for
That's
you.
Yeah.
that's gonna be.
Let's
difficult
do
to
that
do
as a
this record.
community. Let's
Yep.
do that as a community. All right. So we got 2 Majora's Mask runs. We got the any percent in 141.09 by Enop112 has been crushing this. He's been going pretty hard into this recently. He's going for a sub 140, but yeah, actually, Tompa made a little comment that said it's beast. Oh no, Arcano wrote this saying it's absolutely beastly, but Majora's Mask is a hard any percent. Like the tricks are real dodgy. So
One of them is pretty much RNG when you have to get into Snowhead.
yeah, exactly.
And then 2 of the skips, Hell's ZFG uses a metronome to get the frames.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I heard
And
metronome
one of them-
strats, man.
yes. One of them was missed in this run. It was the one when you use New Wave Bossa Nova to summon the giant turtle. He missed that one, and his Majoras, the first 2 forms of Majora were really good, and then he got to the last one, and Majora just started jumping all over the place, and tops were going everywhere, and it almost looked like it wasn't record, but Inop clutched it.
Good job. And the all masks was got by Gorangai in 239.15. We weren't really sure if to include this or not, but we've had so many submissions for all masks, I guess we're going to from now on. So good job there. I accidentally refreshed my page. Okay, this one's a bit weird, but it's on here for some reason. Low percent Wind Waker on PAL in 6.11.12 by Volpone. So hey, there you go. It's on there. He beat Demoon, so that's, I guess, why we put it on this list. This one, never heard of it. The Mafat Conspiracy?
Yeah, Moffat Conspiracy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's the sequel to the secret
Go-Go.
episode.
Yeah. Go.
I actually, yeah, this one's kind of cool because the mazes are a lot faster. Or no, they're slower in this one. They're slower in this one, but the bosses you can all pretty much juggle, like with different attacks. First one you just juggle with kicks against the wall. Next one you juggle with punches. And the game is pretty easy for the first 5 chapters. Then the last chapter is nothing but a bunch of Muslim women and monkeys and attack dogs jumping at you and killing you, and you have nowhere to go. And there's also sniping missions where you have to take wind into account, and those are
That
a pain
sounds
in the ass.
cool.
Oh, it's a pain in the ass because one of them is right after driving section, and if you mess up the snipe, you got to go back, redo the driving section, and then hopefully get the snipe.
Games with driving sections, just forget it.
Yeah.
But it's got
Bio Billy, man. Bio Billy. But hey, so that was a 28.35 by Empty Eye, any percent. No comment as well. Okay, so here's another block. I think the one after this one. Actually, no, there's one more Beast Run. But this one, first of all, is the Tony Hawk's Pro Skater N64 any percent 543 by Remedy. These guys have sort of been trading it back and forth, trying to blast it, knock this time down. It's a new strat for Downhill Jam, which is a beast of a level. This is it. It's horrible. If you mess up on this one, you've lost a bunch of time. It's a instant reset. Always is in Tony Hawk's anyway. But it says it's using a variation of the TAS-only strat by doing a fast plant to the hidden tape, which hopefully you'll see. Use a quarter pipe and do a double hard flip to build enough speed to make the jump, whereas the task turns straight right at the end of the rail. He ended the level a bit slow, and then he just talks about how bad the rest of the run went. Estimated a perfect run to be 520-ish. So they're working their way down. He would like to thank Gwisht. That's a good point. Gwisht, Man United 13, and Foxtails for motivation. And, to learn the new strat. Tony Hawk's also goes crazy. And speaking of crazy, so hopefully you guys know how much I fucking love the old Tony Hawk's 3 run. This run...
show about this.
Yeah. This run... I just wrote the comment, the best run just got besterer. This is so sick. It's absolutely ridiculous. It has blown up on the internet.
Oh man, yeah.
The mainstream games websites like Kotaku and what was the other one called, like Dongly or something like that? Dorkly? Well, I like Dongly.
That's the site I
Dongly. It's got 800,000 views on YouTube, a ton of likes.
Holy crap.
There's a very low percentage of people saying it's fake too. A few are still, but
more the better.
The more
they're just noticing that he's jumping through piranha plants at the end. So it must
yeah, exactly. He did a pipe jump, but it's a 3:55. It's by George. It is so ridiculous. You have 3 minutes 55 of your life that you can give to this video, so everybody needs to go watch it.
Yeah, it's insane.
I mean, his like foundry strat is ridiculous. Like, and I've seen him do this hundreds of times. Like, this is not luck at all, and he crushes free balling in San Francisco. Like, if any of you seen the old run, like, look at that fucking grind on that bucket. It's ridiculous. But
grind the bucket.
Yeah, he crushes free balling so bad. And if you watch the original free balling, that's the only mistake. Well, looked like the only mistake in that run, but he's improved it. It's just insane. Like I said, I absolutely love this run. And he improved it. I love the old one. The secret tape on Suburbia is just ridiculous. He got the sub 4. George. I love George. Yeah. This was my one. Like, all those crazy runs this week, and this was the one I got most excited about. Like, and it's just the kind of run anybody can appreciate.
Yeah, you don't need experience to understand and appreciate this thing. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah. I read a comment on Kotaku which said, this is obviously a TAS. Obviously a TAS, yeah.
You're an expert.
And
watch out.
Exactly. And then some guy was like, no, it's not a TAS, I know, and then gave some random reason why it's not a TAS. And then said, but he did cut out load times and manipulate menus, though. Yeah. So
isn't that what a menu does?
Yeah, that's what it was. So it's obviously TAS. Watch Freeballing. It's coming up in just a sec. Like, Freeballing is one of the most horrifying things in this game. It's so random. And then watch this.
What?
Crushed it.
Like, just crushed Freeballing. Like, and then from then on, I can't imagine what he was thinking when he went into Japan. But Japan's actually a relatively easy stage. But yeah, George, amazing. So glad to see him getting mad views on YouTube.
Yeah,
awesome stuff. Right, we're on to the last 4 records now. So if we want to go through these as quickly as possible, so I can get some sleep. No, I'm just do the video clips. Let's go. PJ, you can do this. I thought you were just going to do it. I just thought you wanted.
X-Men 2 Clone Wars has a new and potentially final any percent by R.G. Gibson in 2625. Yeah, I really enjoyed this game, and I hate the Genesis, so that's saying a lot. He says here, this was a completely unexpected crushing of my previous PB by about 27 seconds. This is a run I don't expect to beat anytime soon, and will likely be my final time for this game.
All right.
Yeah, I've always been impressed by like all of the iterations of the run that he's done of this. It's a really cool game, really fast paced. You know, same thing we've said before. You use Nightcrawler, you jump real fast, teleport through stuff you shouldn't be able to, teleport on top of bosses, and I guess there's some sort of glitch where it just does a ton of damage to them. It's pretty silly.
I like how he just punches brick walls and they explode.
Well, yeah, because Nightcrawler's a badass.
You powers, man.
Yeah.
That's process.
Yeah, this is a really neat game.
Is there a clip of him blowing enemies boss up?
Yes, there is. It's coming up next, I think.
All right, I want to see it.
Well, good.
Oh, here it is.
Just gotta watch. There it is.
There you go.
Blast processing for you.
Perfect. Love it.
It's so blasphemous.
I've got no idea what causes that, but it's hilarious.
Oh,
Yeah, this
hey,
game
he's
looks
playing
like
as Wolverine.
Yeah. Wolverine is faster against bosses, so I guess in levels where you don't have to move much, he uses Wolverine. Yeah. If I actually had controllers for my Genesis and actually cared to buy games for it, I would probably buy this.
Hey, I've still for some reason got RoboSparkle's Genesis controller, so if you want that, I'll just mail it
Oh
over.
boy. You know, I would.
It costs like the shipping would be like twice as much as the controller, man.
Yeah.
Probably.
The weird thing is, I actually bought a controller for it, and it disappeared when I moved. It wasn't like me intentionally leaving it behind either.
Thinking of something wrong with something PJ owns, I was meant to tell you this ages ago. My car door, the car doesn't know when it's open and when it's shut. So quite often, if I got my lights on and I'm driving down the street, it will beep at me because it thinks the door's open. I've left the lights on. Just thought I'd share that with you, PJ. I've been meaning to tell you for ages. That's the sort of PJ story.
I was able to capture the big bang that my Super Nintendo makes on the stream yesterday.
Yeah.
So for everybody who doesn't believe me, you can try and find it in a 10-hour stream. When I shut my Super Nintendo off, it just makes like this loud pop. And I have no...
What? That's no good, dude.
I have no
What?
idea what it costs.
All right. Good stuff. Right. Ys Origin. Werster, you sort of have something to do with an RPG, so you're going to talk about these games.
Really?
Yep.
All right.
Tenuous connection.
Yeah.
Okay. This is any percent toll run in 1:48:40. It was he's beaten his record by like 5 minutes just through route changes. He said his run could have been better if the slide attack hadn't triggered during the final boss and somehow slid him off the edge of the platform. But yeah, he'll definitely improve it and get that sub 1:48 that he's been looking for. Because, you know, he really likes the game. So he's going to optimize the fuck out of it.
Good stuff. They're sort of action RPGs look a lot like what you're seeing at the moment. Actually, an awful lot like what you're seeing at the moment. I don't know what the difference between Toll and Unica is, if it's a different route entirely, or... I would imagine it is, judging by the 30 minutes time difference.
Yeah, I'm assuming so as well.
Yeah, it definitely seems very different.
Yeah.
I don't know, this is a game I've heard a lot about the soundtrack being amazing for.
Yeah,
it's like
what I've heard a lot
$15
about
on Steam. It just randomly popped up on Steam. Watching this reminds me I need to go back and play it. I only played it for a couple of hours, but I really enjoyed it. It's just a really fun, action platforming RPG that just kind of came up out of nowhere, and it's not really like the previous Ys games. Which are typically more strategy, tactical oriented.
Yeah, this looks a lot more balls out. Like, I can't even really see many numbers on the screen.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. You better have a controller, but it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I got one. I finally bought a controller after borrowing my friend's 360 controller for the last year and a half. I've got it sitting out. I still haven't given it back to him, but I bought my own. Like, that's the important
part. Just got to start being better friends with MexiricanBassMonkey, because he goes through about one every 2 weeks.
Yeah, and he only ever uses the D-pad. Yeah, exactly. And who does?
Me.
Really?
Yeah, that's the only thing I use. My stick, I don't think, is only... Okay, I should rephrase this before I get too far into that sentence. The control stick on my 360 pad has barely been used.
Right.
Well, the D-pad itself on the 360 pad is pretty much horrible, so enjoy.
Yeah. So the Extreme Board is the guy's name. He got 1:48:40 in the Toll run and 2:18:51 in the Unica run. Both improvements of about 5 minutes. So, yeah, good job. And then finally... Oh, sorry, the video's still going. My bad.
Stream delay? No, you're good. I got it.
Yeah, good. I was.
Fine.
Damn it. I knew I was. Right. And let's finish off now with Zelda 2. Feasel,
Cool.
a little bit
Zelda
more about
2.
this.
Well, ProJan, if anyone's been watching the Zelda 2 streams lately, you'll realize that ProJan's been sweeping the categories, just basically owning any category he decides to start running. And so he's been switching back and forth between doing regular deathless any percent, that's the sort of like the primary category, and the 100% all keys, which is sort of like the hot thing lately. But he's got this 103.38 any percent deathless run, and it's a pretty solid run. It's amazing how much time keeps coming off of it, considering there haven't really been any big route changes. It's really just getting the fighting, better, and getting better at manipulating wandering monsters, which is really where a lot of the time comes from. The time differences you see between runs is those wandering encounters. He does a little bit of a different leveling strategy than we had been doing in the past. I think he only ends with attack level 6, which I think his last run was like that, but he's the only one using that route right now, I think. But he ends with attack level 6, which means he can skip more enemies, rely a little bit less on getting good drops. He has a higher life level to work with, because you get completely pounded in Valley of Death without the candle and the cross. I mean, you can do some strats that'll cut down on the number of times you'll get hit, but really you're just going to have to tank a bunch of hits in it. So having life 8 sort of helps with that. And I think there's still plenty of time to go. I mean, there's mistakes in this run. It's not a perfect run. So we'll see where it goes from here. Sub 103, he seems to think is possible.
All right.
I do too.
Good job to ProGN. Just to go over some things I forgot or honourable mentions. Chrono got a Tony Hawk's Underground 2 run, which was a 19 something or another, and I can't remember what the time was. I forgot to write it down. Also, we talked about Werster's Pokemon run earlier. Werster, what was the time? 3:52, right?
3:52, yeah.
3:52. So there you go. Werster got that earlier. Also, there was some funky Link to the Past runs that we couldn't decide on whether to add or not, so they made their way into honourable mentions. Crystal beat a Link to the Past time. Can you believe it? Anybody surprised?
I'm surprised.
Yeah, I'm surprised Crystal.
Yep.
I'm surprised Crystal's running, but not surprised that Crystal got it. If I knew Crystal was running, I wouldn't be surprised they got it. So, good job. Aside from that, actually, I'm not going to mention that. I wrote that down, but I'm not going to. We'd like to tell you, if you would like to submit a time, we're generally using Congratio at the moment, so congratio.com. Submit your PBs there and so on, and those get nicely filtered into this. Alternatively, you can PM us, but odds are we might miss it or something like that. So Congratio's good. PMing us works, but not as good. And please upload your videos. Is this what you're going to say?
I was just going to say what you're about to say, so go for it.
Please upload your videos onto YouTube, if possible. If you would like to give us some timestamp stuff like that, it's a lot easier to make them with a YouTube video, so that's good.
Yeah, if you want to make highlights, you can either contact us through the old means, or just upload it to YouTube. And in Congratio, you can actually put a link to your run. And if you want to make a highlight for it, and you make it before you submit it, maybe put it in the comments or something, or just let us know and give us a link, because we really like it when you guys make highlights for us, because it'll definitely get played.
Would also like to thank Arcano, who's been helping us out again this week with updating our Think database and stuff like that. Also, if you are a video editor, or you know how to make fancy-looking Twitch pages, please contact us, because we don't know how.
Those are two different tasks.
Those are two different tasks, yeah.
You could, help us out with highlight videos.
We've seen these classy dudes with their fancy new Twitch pages, and we want to have somebody do that for us. So,
or at least give us some pointers to get started.
And
none of us have messed with the new Twitch layouts anyway.
Also, the TAS 96 exit TAS in 114.37.63 by Bahamut, Kaizoman 666, and Master Jun. It is sick. Go watch it. It is ridiculous. We often
watch it right now.
Yeah, we often don't give enough love to TASs, and this is one that needs love. And aside from that, I think it's time to do shout-outs.
One more thing. I wanted to play the Final Fantasy IV glitch, because I promised that I would. That's linked in the Skype.
Right.
Just for a moment.
Okay.
And I actually have the comment. But basically, if you were wondering what large skips means, Basically, Rosentia says, Japanese tests are cheap, posted how to exploit an odd and frustrating glitch in the game. Basically, by setting up different values in the memory, you can make the glitch put you in different places throughout the game. I think we said this, but the glitch is used to skip most of the underground and pretty much everything on the moon. This can be a bit risky. I've deleted saves doing it, and others claim that it can destroy the SNES card. Wow.
What?
But anyway, he says he's managed to do it without his cart catching on fire, so look at that.
Yeah, it makes your SNES pop when you turn it off afterwards, then contact PJ.
My SNES is so good.
It didn't catch on fire.
Oh, this is
All right. So
No.
we're gonna. Oh, cool.
Just some nice imagery here.
Yep.
Yeah.
I like. Yep.
Makes about as much sense as the highlight that we made by accident.
Well, it's what I mentioned before. It's a
How did he give us
It's
such
a
wrong
floor-
timestamps?
it's a floor level underflow. So you keep going downstairs, and there's like a few rooms that have like an infinite loop of staircases that go downwards. So you can just keep decreasing the floor level,
Huh.
and then it underflows and sends you to the moon.
All right.
Well, there
Yeah,
you go. Now you
Amazing.
see what we're talking about.
So what we're going to do, we're going to get some shout-outs from our two guests who want to say thanks to anybody. Meanwhile, PJ, Feasel, and Duckfist, please decide on who we're going to raid.
Okay.
Then we can do this nice and
I
smoothly.
don't know, I'm so emotional at this staircase here. It's I don't know
it's
how
Die
to
Hard.
concentrate.
It's Die Hard and Final Fantasy VII all over again, man.
And Quest.
And Quest, yeah. Okay, so Werster, have you got any shout-outs you would like to make, or any last things?
I would like to give shout-outs to anybody who has beaten a record this week that previously belonged to a Japanese person.
All right. Mexi? Anything? Mexi? Any
Yeah, this is like the only part I actually prepared. Shoutouts to all of the Pokemon speedrunners. Shoutouts specifically to Poochie Darcy, Nasty, Spim, Hello Prinny, all of Number SMW, Peoples. Love.
Okay, good stuff. We would like to briefly mention, if this stops telling me I'm signed out, next week's episode is going to be, as we mentioned before, the bad 3D Sonics. With Burton and Paractade, it will be Sonic 06 and Shadow the Hedgehog. Following week after that will be some kind of records episode. We're planning right now to have at least Meta Sigma and Samurai Man on the show. Hopefully another guy will be squeezed in there, maybe another one. How far in the future do we want to go with these? Should we just keep going for all the ones we got planned? Let's do that. We're thinking after that, Yoshi's Island, after that, Castlevania HD, after that, Zelda 2, after that, a break, and then we're not too sure actually after. So we got episodes planned up to the 10th of March. So if you like bad 3D Sonic...
Wait. Did you say Zelda 2 for March 3rd?
2? No, I said Zelda 2 for the March 10th.
Oh, you said up to... Okay. I was only partly listening.
I said
and
up
then you
to
said
the
up to-
17th. I know that 3 and 17 sounds very, very similar. I can
thought you
absolutely
said
understand.
Up to the 10th.
No. Well, yeah, up to the 10th. Up to and including the 10th.
Well, and including. Now we're getting...
Oh, dude, I
Specific here.
implied the and including. Okay, do we have a raid?
I have a raid targeted.
You have a raid.
But I don't...
Dual raid? Is that what?
We can't do a dual raid. That doesn't work.
No, it doesn't. Trust me.
Yeah.
Never.
I raided Surreal the other day, and the
That's
idea
my
was to tell him to cheer up, and one guy went in there and said cheer up,
Aww.
and felt like a massive dick. You guys just make a call and post it in the chat. Otherwise, I'll make a call and post it in the chat.
All right, I'm going with it.
All right, let's do
Okay.
it.
I'm going with it. We're going to grade Yapasan.
It's going to have
Yapasan.
some serious resets, but check this guy out.
So if you want to raid a guy who has no idea what's going on because he's Japanese and can't speak English, there you go. Yapasan. Go raid him. He'll be doing any percent Super Mario. So excellent. Thanks for watching the show, everybody. Follow, subscribe, or whatever the fuck that is. Follow us on Twitter at TSSBreak. Thanks a whole bunch to our special guests, Werster and MexiricanBassMonkey. Thanks for doing the show, guys.
No problem. Thank you.
No problem. Good to be on.
Of course. Good to have you guys. And, of course, special thanks to, or regular thanks, actually. Fuck special thanks. Regular thanks to PJ, Feasel, and Duckfist. And we will see you next week for Sonic 06 and Shadow the Hedgehog with Bertin and Paraxide. Thanks for watching, everybody.
All right, thank you.
Is that a fucking clown here? Yeah.
I get to start the 11-minute timer. I'm going to actually start this timer on time right now. I'm staring at my system
I'm
clock.
fucking here. What are you talking about?
Yeah, where have you been, man? We've been waiting for like 5 minutes.
Where the fuck do you think I've been?
I don't know,
world
dude.
records.
Fuck world record. That's easy, man.
Yeah.
Easy mode.
Who hasn't got a world record? Let's face it.
Just smash A and throw
Trihex?
Oh!
That's a low blow.
That is the sickest of birds, man. Ouch.
Well timed. That was nice, man.